Right, are we live? Are we live?
It says waiting on my screen. There's a bit of a delay. No, doesn't seem like it.
Turn it back on. Yeah, looks like we're live. Yeah, we're live. Hello, Ease Animation Studio. Thanks for joining. Hey, Tyler's here too. What's up? Let's just wait for some people to join. In the meantime, how are you guys doing? You doing good?
Someone asks, how's your day?
How was my day? How was my day? Pretty chill. Yeah, just pretty chill. I'm just exhausted still. I think it's the hot weather. It's quite warm here now, especially in our little flat. If you guys don't live in the UK and are in the US especially, you might be quite shocked to know that we don't really have aircon here in the UK. We do only in shops and stores and you know, business buildings, but homes don't have aircon because it's usually quite cold here. But climate's been changing recently, and it's actually really warm now. The hottest today was 21 degrees Celsius, which is pretty warm. But we are in a flat up high. Heat rises, and we don't have any windows because UK is like this and it doesn't have any safety regulations. So it's boiling here, absolutely sweating our bottoms off, which can make us tired or sleepy, I guess. But other than that, we're doing good, aren't we?
Yeah, Tyler says he can't stay long, but then he asks, how do we keep cool?
How do we keep cool? We don't.
Ice cubes.
Yeah, we just eat eat ice. No, we don't. We have drinks with ice cubes, and we have a fan as well. He lives with us, and he doesn't pay rent though, which is no, I'm just kidding.
You just got a donation of $5
We gotta donate. Oh no, you don't need to donate.
from Stupid Sandwich.
Great name. Thanks so much. Oh, you're too kind. You really don't have to. It is much appreciated though.
It says, hello Marco, I wanted to ask, would you ever consider making longer tails for the Hammond Collection Rex?
If I have I ever considered doing longer tails for the Hammond Collection Rex, or would I ever consider?
Would you ever?
I didn't really, I never really thought of that. It doesn't really need a longer tail. I don't think. 'Cause tyrannosaurs in general have quite short tails compared to other theropods. Maybe it needs a tiny bit longer tail, but to be honest, there are other dinosaurs in the line that desperately need a longer tail, like the baryonyx. That one really needs a longer tail. So I have actually thought of doing that, but we are kind of limited by the materials because the rubber resin we use doesn't take much stress from being bent and whatever. And if we put a wire in it and you bend it and it stays bent, the rubber resin will just crack. So I have thought about it, not for the T-Rex, but it's just not feasible at the moment until we find a better material. And if you really want it, then we could do a T-Rex one if we find the right materials. I hope that answered your question. And thanks so much again for your donation. You're too kind and you really don't have to, but it is very much appreciated.
Tyler says the Barry needs to be bigger in general.
Yeah, the Baryonyx is the same length as the Carnotaurus in the film. So, you know, it should be as long as the Carnotaurus in the Hammond collection, and it really isn't. It's tiny. So if I really hope Mattel remakes the Baryonyx and a couple of the earlier figures, because they have gotten so much better lately.
Nate is here as well.
Oh, hi Nate. We'll carry on with a couple of questions if you guys got any, and then I'll just go over and recap what we did last time, and then tell you exactly what we're going to do today. So if you got any questions, pop them in there in the live chat. In the meantime, I'm preparing a little bit of black for the patterns.
Brent is here too.
Oh, hi Brent. Hope you're all doing good. Okay, no questions?
Jurassic Sammy Studio asks, do you sketch in your free time?
Do I sketch in my free time? I don't. I used to a lot, actually. Especially during school, during class. Which shouldn't really be considered free time, but hey ho.
Oh, someone just donated again.
Oh, come on, guys. Really?
500 ARS. I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know how much 500 ARS is, but it doesn't matter because thank you. And that's all I can say. Thanks so much. You really don't have to.
It's from Volcano Spinus 31.
Volcano Spine. Is it? Are you new? I don't really.
I don't recognize the name.
Well, thanks so much for joining.
It says, I hope you're doing well. Your artwork is amazing. Keep up the good work.
Oh, you're so kind. Oh my goodness. I don't feel like I deserve any of this. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. Do I sketch in my free time? No. But I used to a lot. I tend to sculpt and paint in my free time. Lately, more recently, I've been playing PlayStation 1 games to pass my time. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Danilo de Souza asks, how did you start making dinos? Did you customize toys as a child, or is it something you took that interest in later?
Oh, all the time. I used to customize toys all the time as a kid because I was never really happy with them. To be fair, they were really cheap dinosaur toys, the ones that you find in bulk bags. And I just used to repaint them to look like the ones from Jurassic Park and then play pretend, as you do when you're a kid. Play pretend Jurassic Park. But yeah, I used to modify toys all the time. And how did I get into it? I got into it by watching all the behind the scenes footage of Jurassic Park DVD special features. If you know, you know. If you haven't seen them, go watch them because it's amazing. And that was really what inspired me. Also, Art Attack inspired me a lot. if there aren't any more questions, I'll do a recap of what we did last time, and then I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Plenty more questions.
Oh, there's plenty more questions.
So you can do your recap.
Okay,
first.
I'll do the recap, and then I'll answer more questions while I'm painting. Hope that's okay with you guys. So, last time we did a base coat of green. It's like a darker green. I used this, excuse me, the style guide as reference for the colors. I went a little bit darker just because I didn't really want to do a whole wash over it, which I'm probably going to do in the end anyway, but we'll see. We'll see. Then I did a dry brush of a lighter green all over the whole thing. I did a white dry brush under here on the neck and on the bottom jaw. And then I colored the frill yellow, blended it in with the green, and colored in some of the red patterns here, some of the red on the neck and the bottom jaw, and on this side, on the sides of the head there. And that was pretty much it. I did notice that one of these parts snapped, so I fixed it back off screen. And I also cleaned up the teeth and these membranes here because they had paint on them. I just cleaned them off with a knife. So we're all good to go. That was the recap. What we're going to do next is everything else. So we're going to break it down into different steps, smaller steps. So we're going to be doing all the black patterns on this Dilophosaurus bust. So if you have the style guide, and you can have a look at it now if you like, just so you know what I'm doing. I'm going to be painting the black patterns that go on the face, especially around the eye area, a bit here, and then on the frill. Also on the inside of the frill, and then the patterns will go down a bit on the neck here, and then on the side of the neck. I'll also be adding tiny bits of flecks of darker paint on the frill, but also I'll be painting the black patterns on the back of the frill. You can have a look at what these patterns look like on the style guide, available for free for everyone online. Okay, so I'll get started and I'll answer more questions if you have some, which apparently we do.
Brent donated.
Oh, Brent! Thank you.
It's very appreciated.
Yeah, thanks so much. You're too kind. Did he write anything? Did you write anything, Brent?
I said thank you, and he's like, "It's no problem."
Oh, you're too kind. You really are. Everyone's too kind here. Too lovely. Okay, let's start painting.
Right, scrolling back to the questions.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is that the eyes are glass eyes. I just cover them up with tape so that they wouldn't get ruined by the paint.
Thomas Santos asks, have you thought about making replacements for Junior from the Hammond collection?
I haven't, purely because someone else has started doing them. I'm not too sure who it is. I think it's Omi. They made smaller feet and a new head for it, I think. I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on that. But
I've seen some parts.
Yeah, I've seen some parts going around, and you know, I just thought they look great. I don't really need to do any. Also, if I was to replace anything on Junior, it would be the whole body, because that thing is fat. Not fat shaming, just it's just not accurate at all. In fact, I should probably... Oh, I don't have... I have a prototype. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Got one here. This is the Robosaur's infant prototype that I made. They're currently being made by Nate, who is here in the chat.
Jurassic Creations.
Yeah, Jurassic Creations. He's an amazing artist and he's been helping out tremendously. And this is the prototype of little Junior. And as you can see, he's not very fat because I used reference material.
So do we have a Hammond Junior somewhere? No, it's fine. Put them all full.
He's also more in scale. This is the Mattel Junior. Look at that. Look at how wide that is. That's ridiculous.
Hefty boy.
Yeah, so also the arms are a bit big. But yeah, that's my main concern. And if I change the head or if I change the feet, I just want to change the body. So for me, it's easier just to design my own. I don't like fixing other people's mistakes because it's exhausting. I'd much rather start from scratch and get it right, if you guys know what I mean. Yeah. So you can expect the juniors, the infants, to release at some point. Early June, end of May, early June. More like early June, I think. Yeah, it will come with accessories, but I won't spoil too much.
Accessories I made.
Yes, accessories Sora sculpted. But Nate is making everything. Okay, let's carry on. Any questions?
Scrolling back.
Can you guys see what I'm doing okay?
What I can see, it looks like they can.
Yeah? Okay, that's good.
Tyler says Red Robin.
Yum!
Lonely Tyrannosaurus asks, what happens when a painting mistake happens?
It depends. If the paint is wet still, then you grab a cloth or a paper towel and you just dab it on and have it absorb all the paint as much as possible, and then cover it up. Cover any kind of remains of the paint with another coat of the paint that you used underneath. If it's dry paint, you can either scrub it off and repaint it completely, or just paint over it, and hopefully the paint that you already that you're using to cover it is strong enough. It's got strong enough pigmentation to cover it properly.
As long as it's not black on yellow.
Yeah, as long as it's not black on yellow on black.
Yeah.
Because yellow doesn't cover anything.
Nutty asks, when does the Rubbersaurus come out? But that's...
So the Rubbersaurus that we shown is a prototype. It is a prototype because we're still not happy with it. I mean, we could make them and sell them, but I want it to be just right, and there's some issues with the material still. So as soon as we get the material sorted, then we'll get back to making them and selling them. So far, we're not selling any bigger things like the Ceratosaurus until we nail it. We nail the mix of the material and stuff.
Danilo de Souza asks, any tips for someone who's beginning to study drawings and illustrations?
Any tips? It depends on what you're studying. If you're studying just character creation, or if you're just doing it pastime or whatever. No, actually, no, yeah. My tip for anyone that is starting to draw is draw stuff that already exists. Just copy a lot of stuff, because that feeds your brain information on how to draw, pretty much. If you try and copy things as closely as possible, then your brain will get enough information to then absorb all that knowledge and then go on to the next step, which is creating your own things, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's my recommendation, is just to look at a lot of reference material, study as many drawings as possible, even different styles, and try and replicate them as much as possible. That's how I started with music as well, producing music. I made covers, and I just made covers of songs and recreated them all in my music recording software as closely as possible to the original thing, and that taught me loads. It taught me how to create sounds. It taught me a lot about mastering, in terms of how a song should sound when it's finished, how every single instrument meshes together, and how it's all compressed, all the sound compressed together, how all the frequencies sort of complement each other. And you can only do that with experience, and the best experience is just by replicating. And then once you have the confidence, that is when you can create your own stuff. There you go.
Hackosaurus asks, will there ever be a Corythosaurus Robosaur?
Of course there'll be a Corythosaurus Robosaur. Eventually, once we figure out the materials. Yes, of course. Corythosaurus is our savior.
Nutty asks, how long does it take usually to sculpt things like the Hammond Collection Rex replacement head?
For me, not very long.
Couple of hours.
Couple of hours. That's because I'm insane, and I push myself, overwork myself, and then I feel exhausted, and I have to recover for the next week or so. Yeah, I sculpt really quickly, which is a bit of a problem sometimes. Not really in terms of quality, but in terms of me. In terms of just trying to recover from all the brain power I used.
Yeah, it's like a short burst of amazing skill, but then you crash. Caden Slinker asks, do you plan to do any more marine reptile Robosaurs?
Any more? I haven't really done any.
With the,
oh yeah, I did, didn't I? The Pleurodon and the Ichthyosaur. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot about that. Not Robosaurs, but I have sculpted the Tuarangisaurus from Mesozoic, from Prehistoric Planet, and it's going to be in the Mesozoic Planet line. Soon. I don't know about soon, but we're going to release the T-Rex again, and then after the T-Rex, the Tuarangisaurus is going to be released, I think. That's not going to be a Robosaur, though.
Tyler says we definitely need more herbivore Robosaurs.
We do. Unfortunately, they don't really sell as well. And I'm pretty desperate for money. Which doesn't mean you have to donate. Don't donate. Keep that money for yourselves. Because it's yours. I'd rather earn my money. I don't want to feel like I'm begging, if you guys know what I mean. Which I'm not. What was the question again?
More herbivores.
Oh yeah, yeah. They don't sell as well. And usually herbivores are pretty big, except the Pachycephalosaurus. No, actually, we did release 2 herbivores lately. It was the Pachycephalosaurus, which did good. We sold out pretty much instantly, but it's because it's a smaller figure. And then the Microceratus, they're herbivores, aren't they? Yeah. I should probably check the style guide. But yeah, again, those are small, and people are more likely to. They're more likely to spend the money on cheaper things than the bigger, expensive stuff. Granted, if I did make a Triceratops the way that we have planned it, because we have planned the Triceratops, it's finding the materials. That will probably sell really fast because it's going to have dino damage. It is big. It is a special one.
I love that Triceratops.
Yeah, I love it too, and I'm just waiting for us to nail the materials and the making process before we delve into that. I don't want to rush it because it's such a special one. But if I was to do, I don't know, just to be honest, yeah, rubbersaurs would sell even if they're herbivores. It's the other ones, the Mesozoic planet stuff, that doesn't sell well, or as well, if they're excuse me, herbivores.
Shush you. Tyler said he would love to see a mosasaur for the Mesozoic planet model line.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I'm not doing them in scale, so yeah, that's possible. I just thought there aren't any Tuarangisaur models around, which is why I thought it'd be cool to make those before anything else. I like sticking to releasing them in a certain order, so release episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there 5 episodes? And then restarting again and then releasing 1 for episode 1 and then 1 for episode 2. That's what we did for the first round, which ended with the Corythoraptor. This is not counting re-releases, so we'd be releasing
the first release of each species, yeah.
Yeah, but who knows? We might change.
Thomas Santos asks, is there a pterosaur or maybe a geostumberger rubbersaur planned?
We did make a pterosaur, a pteranodon. That was really early days in the rubbersaurs, though.
You weren't happy with them?
No, I wasn't happy with them. So we never released them.
They were really bubbly.
Yeah, very bubbly. It was smaller than I wanted it to be, and it was hand sculpted. I think I even have the video up of when I hand sculpted it. But yeah, I'm not happy with that. So planned. It's not planned at the moment. We did sculpt a Quetzalcoatlus though, and that was almost into production, but then we scrapped it again because of materials not cooperating, which is annoying because it was a special one. It was going to be a big rubber with wire in it pterosaur. It was going to look pretty special.
A lot of chat of me talking to chat about not being able to sculpt as fast as you, because all of us, like a lot of people are learning to sculpt and want to be as quick as you are, but obviously you've got 20 years on us.
I have a lot of experience sculpting. I've been sculpting all my life, and I went to art schools as well. So don't worry about that. Also, I do have an issue, and that is that I don't have much patience with myself. I don't have any patience with myself, which is why I taught myself to sculpt really fast, because I would just get frustrated with myself not being quick enough. which is funny because in the film industry, you have to be really fast at whatever you're doing. So when I was sculpting and designing, I was pretty fast, and that was good. I was quite satisfied with my line of work. But then when it came to painting, I was a tad slower than anyone else. And I hated myself for it. I remember once we were painting some gun replicas. They were Winchester rifles. And we were doing step by step all the wood, painting all the wood grain in it and everything, and it was just very tedious, but everyone was doing it so quickly and I was just lagging behind because these guys have developed a really quick way of doing it, and I was quite new in the company and I wasn't really catching on as fast as I wanted to, and I wasn't happy with how slow I was at painting. Yeah, I'm not as quick at painting as I am sculpting. And I'm taking my time with this. I'm not painting very fast at all because one, I'm talking at the same time, and two, I just want to chill, you know.
You always tend to take a little longer with the kingdom busts anyway, so that crisp.
Yeah,
People are paying for them after all.
yeah, people are paying for these. Oh, actually, I should mention that we have. Hold on a minute, everyone. We found a bunch of these in storage. There we go. And I wanted to like sell them for you guys to, or for whoever bought them to paint, but I'm not too sure on that. So I've decided to do one set of the Raptor squad, and we might auction it off. So four busts, all in one set, and each one with their different sculpts. So I'm going to be tweaking 3 of those sculpts to turn them into Charlie, Delta, and Echo respectively, with all their little tweaks and quirks, and then color them up. And I was thinking of doing a stream on that if you guys are interested to see that. So I would be using Milliput to add the little crests and tweak a bit of the mouth, the jawline, and adding scars and whatever. If you guys are interested, let me know and I'll do a live stream on it. Well, it will be more than one live stream.
Thomas Santos asks, what do you think of Mattel's new 30th anniversary Jurassic Park set, the Rex and the Jeep?
Okay, that Jurassic Park 93 classic new set that they revealed, the young T-Rex, the yellow and blue young T-Rex with the vehicle, capture gear, and the human figure, I think that is absolutely perfect. There is nothing wrong with that. And I'm just so incredibly happy about that, because it looks gorgeous. One, it looks really appealing. Two, they have actually made a new head sculpt for that T-Rex. It's got the same exact body as the extreme chomping T-Rex. So it's not going to be a real feel one, I don't think, unfortunately, because you can see all the neck articulation in it. But I'm fine with that. So that sculpt, what's it called again? The extreme chomping T-Rex is one of the smaller T-Rexes they made. So that would probably scale up pretty well next to, let's say, the Hammond Collection Rex or the Dominion T-Rex or the Epic Roaring T-Rex, because they're slightly bigger. So that's nice. I can almost guarantee you that's coincidental with Mattel. They don't really think that much about it. They just had a mold ready and just thought, okay, we'll just use that one. But that new head sculpt they've done is phenomenal. It's really good. It looks like a younger version of a JP T-Rex. But not just that, it's also got new... You know how Mattel have been doing their the new teeth on dinosaurs? So they're rubbery and they're separate from the rest. They're not painted. They're cast on a different material, rubber and pigmented. And they look sharp as well. So, everything looks great. The vehicle as well is made to look like the Kenner one. It's got number 27 on it. Is there some black paint on that part? I'm gonna put it on anyway. It's got number 27 on it. They also made the steering wheel yellow, which is just like the Kenner one. It's just little things like that, little attention to detail that really sell it for me as a designer. It means that they actually did pay attention and they did put some love in it. What's interesting about that though is that because it's a Jeep but modified so much, I think they're not using the Jeep license because it's not really a Jeep, which means that they wouldn't be paying for the license, which means they could invest that money onto a new head sculpt, which is what they did for the T-Rex. And that is a smart way of using budget instead of you know, adding a gimmick to the Hammond collection like the glass eyes on smaller things, which one, use up all your budget. Well, not all your budget, it uses up more budget, and two, it doesn't look as good as just painted eyes. But yeah, that, in short, that set looks gorgeous and I cannot wait to get my hands on one, make a video on it, and actually be really happy with something that Mattel's done. Like 10 out of 10 kind of happy.
Someone asked, have you ever sculpted for any companies?
Oh yeah, I sculpted for a film outsourcing company, so I can't reveal too much because of NDAs and stuff, but I sculpted a lot of stuff for Warner Brothers. I sculpted all the food in the food scene of that horrible Cats movie. If you've seen it, don't watch it. But if you do want to watch it, you can see the bit where I think... What's his face? The bigger dude, the bigger English dude, sings. And there's a lot of food out of trash cans and stuff. And that food I sculpted. I designed it and sculpted it. Also, that same company, when I joined that company, they pretty much just finished doing all the Fallen Kingdom stuff. So I got to see all the molds for... Got to see and hold all the molds of the dinosaur prod, the cattle prod, the dino prods that they used in Fallen Kingdom and stuff like that. And when I left the company, someone actually cast one for me, but I never really managed to go and pick it up.
Tyler brought up the Ammonite.
Oh yeah, Ammonite as well. That was still for that company. There's a film called Ammonite. I don't recommend you watch it. But if you do...
We don't get to choose the films.
Yeah, if you do watch it, if you do want to watch it just because there's something I made in it, the stuff I made is right at the beginning of the film. Right at the beginning. And then you can see the rest of the stuff that I made in the trailer. So what I made was a replica of an Ichthyosaurus skull. It wasn't full size. It was a tiny bit smaller because the director wanted it smaller. And fun fact, we actually had to line it with lead to make it really heavy, because apparently the actors can't act. when lifting it up. They were like, "Oh, it's too light. We need it to be heavier so it looks heavy, because we can't act properly and make it look heavier than it is." So we cast a couple, and one of them was so heavy because it was just cast hollow, but the whole core of it was all pellets of lead. If you tilted it a bit, you could hear the pellets moving inside. But yeah, that's one thing that I made. And then for that same film, I made a ton of ammonite replicas that you could actually split open. They were encased in fake rock. It was a mix of plaster and something else, dyed plaster. And yeah, they would have an ammonite inside, all painted up and everything by the painting team, and then I Vaselined that half, and I poured plaster on it. Well, it wasn't liquid plaster; it was a bit more solid, so I could actually sculpt the shape of the rock on it. But I had to sculpt different layers as well. Sorry, not sculpt. Pour different layers. So one thing about plaster is that once you put one layer on and it starts hardening, the next layer of plaster won't stick to it. So in that case, when they were chipping away at it with their tools, little bits of layers of material would come off, which is exactly how limestone fossils behave. So that was fun, having to work that out. And yeah, you can see that in the film if you want to watch it, but I don't recommend it.
And Tyler also brought up Isle of Dogs.
Oh, Isle of Dogs. That was my first film experience. It was through university. I don't know if you guys ever heard of a director called Wes Anderson, but he's pretty big. He's an indie director, and he makes a lot of stop motion animation films. For example, Fantastic Mr. Fox. He also does other films like The Grand Budapest Hotel, and many more. I can't think of any at the moment, but I worked on one of his animations called Isle of Dogs through university, and that was magical. It was absolutely incredible as an experience. I got to see all the sets. Actually, the first time that I was put there to work, I was already making bits for set dressing. So I was just fresh, a young lad just being put into this environment with professionals and everything, and they said, "Here, make these things, and we'll shoot them straight away." So I did them, and they recorded them straight away, and they were happy with what I did. So then they made me do other things for other shots, and it was really incredible as an experience. It was crazy. I got to see a lot of meet a lot of really talented people that worked on a lot of the Wes Anderson stuff. But one of the coolest things was that Wes Anderson wasn't actually there at that time. He was in America, and he was shooting a commercial for H&M for Christmas. You can Google it if you want to watch it. It's on YouTube somewhere. I can guarantee that. But because he wasn't there, he was video calling us occasionally. Video calling the higher ups, and they would direct us, and he was acting out scenes on how he wanted them to be shot and stuff, and he was in his pajamas because of the time zones and stuff. So that was fun.
I think the only film I've actually officially done anything for was Wonder Woman 2. No,
No,
not
it was
Wonder Woman.
Aquaman.
Aquaman 2.
Yeah,
sorry.
Sora worked on Aquaman
Not Wonder
2.
Wrong franchise.
Yeah. I actually did stuff for Wonder Woman 2.
You did Wonder Woman, I did Aquaman.
Yeah, I've always worked on the crappiest films, except for Isle of
Aquaman's
Dogs.
not exactly up there.
Yeah, Isle of Dogs is great. It's such a good film. There's Jeff Goldblum's in it. Also, Scarlett Johansson's in it. Bill Murray as well. You guys know Bill Murray.
Oh, you're a bit too old for that. Someone asked a question and I lost it. Where is it? Oh, Danilo D'Souza. Since some dinosaurs have had their colours discovered, such as Sinosauropteryx or Microraptor, would you ever make scientifically accurate sculptures of those?
Well, I haven't done sculptures of dinosaurs that we know the colors of, but I have done drawings. Because as I mentioned, did I mention it in the last stream about the book? Yeah. Last stream, I mentioned about how me, Dynamite Mac, and 2 paleontologists have been working on a book together, a dinosaur directory, and I got to draw the 140 dinosaurs, including the Sinosauropteryx and the Psittacosaurus. So I haven't sculpted them, but I did draw them. I did sculpt the Velociraptor though with the Sinosauropteryx colors, just so it would look more natural, because we know what color that color actually existed on a dinosaur.
Caden asks, what's your thoughts on the new Tyrannosaur species, Macraensis?
Oh, Tyrannosaurus macraensis.
Yeah.
What are my thoughts?
Yeah.
I don't really have any thoughts. It's a new species, and it's a tyrannosaur. It's a Tyrannosaurus. It's cool, I guess. I guess by thoughts you mean there's been some people getting upset because they really want T-Rex to be the only Tyrannosaurus and stuff like that. I don't care, man. It's science. Science is based on facts, and if it's a fact, you suck it up and deal with it, in my opinion. Right? Excuse me. I've had this cough for over a month, for 2 months now, I think. And it's slowly going away. It's still not totally gone, and it's really annoying.
Thomas Santos asks, would you ever go back to doing the part 3 to that Raptor sculpting video you did, where you were making a...
Part 3?
It was, or part, whatever. The one where you were sculpting it and then you were blocking it out and then you sculpted.
Oh, what, on Nomad?
Yeah, on Nomad.
What was part 3?
Joints and super details.
Super details. Well, we did the detailing in part 2, didn't we? And I was quite happy with it ending it like that.
Stuff,
yeah, I think I was happy with it being
yeah.
ending there. Because if you want to do articulation, I don't really want to teach you the way I'm doing it, because...
It's yours.
Well, yeah, one is mine. I don't want you to know. But I feel like you would learn better by looking and taking apart existing toys. The reason why I'm saying that is because that's how I learn, and the way and by doing that, you actually train your brain with problem solving. And if you ever encounter some issues with doing articulation, then you'll have the knowledge to fix the issue, instead of having to rely on more tutorials and you know, messaging me, oh, I followed your thing but it didn't work, how do I fix it? It's better for you to learn how to do it by yourself, because then you know how to fix it because you designed it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you've got to fail it yourself to learn from it, and then you'll be able to fix all the problems, get it to work exactly how you want it to work.
Yeah, because there isn't a correct way of doing it. There's so many different ways of doing it. And if I teach you one way, then you might not be entirely happy with it. So you might as well figure it out by yourself, so then you train your brain to have enough knowledge to sort out and fix any problems. Yeah, are you guys happy with that?
Nate says, Marco encouraging people to dismantle figures.
Well, how else are you going to learn, right?
I've been doing that since I was about 4.
Yeah. It might sound destructive, but you can always put them back later, right? Put them back. But it is creative in your own way, because that's how you learn. It's the same way as replicating and copying and sculpting and stuff and making music. It's the same kind of philosophy, isn't it? You break it apart and retro engineering, what's it called? Reverse engineering, there we go. Because it's not... Reverse engineering is a much better way of figuring things out, because you make your brain work. You're not relying on someone else to figure it out for you. You're just looking at what's been done and you go, oh, 2 + 2 is 4. If that works like that, then I can probably make it work like that with mine, and just pick and choose what works and test it out and develop it yourself. You'll have a lot more pride in your work like that too.
I was going to say, most artistic skills are very learned by trying.
Yeah, trial and error.
They're like all hands on, just give it a go. If it's terrible, try again. That's it.
Yeah, it is. There's only so much you can teach. Most of it's practical, and you can only gain the knowledge and confidence if you keep doing it. And if you mess up, even better, because that teaches you. I sound like an old person.
Yeah, Tyler's like, well, how do you think he makes replacement parts? You've got to dismantle something to figure it out.
Oh yeah. And it's actually really satisfying seeing something you don't like breaking apart. Like those raptors, man. Oh, it's satisfying taking them apart. It's like, oh, take this bit off. It looked awful in the first place. Take it off. Don't take that out of context.
G Echo says, Marco, what's your thoughts on the new super colossal Allosaurus?
Well, a lot of people have been quite vocal about it, and I have to agree with them. I'm not keen on the sculpt style of it. It's a bit too cartoony for my liking, at least. And they made better sculpts in the past for Allosaurus, and I think they should have stuck with those. Or even better, this new sculpt has got better overall body proportions than the older sculpts, but the older sculpts didn't look as goofy as this new one does, because of the teeth, because of how the face is sculpted. So maybe if you grab the old head and put it on the new Allosaurus and get rid of those spikes, it might look pretty good. But I'm talking from a Mattel point of view, not from you guys. I don't want you guys to take those apart, because I just encouraged you to take toys apart, but I'm telling you not to with this. You can do whatever you want, right? Don't listen to me.
I take it apart if you think you can put it back together.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you breaking your stuff. I'm blaming us.
Okay, so we've done the black patterns. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a black border around here and blend it in with the green. I saw us typing.
Yeah, it's... Tyler said he was concerned because I said that I used to dismantle toys all the time when I was like 4 or 5 years old. But it's because I was obsessed with figuring out why they worked the way they worked, what made them function. You know, why did the flashy lights go off when you did this, and you know, between the electronics and the mechanics of it, I was always super fascinated. I wasn't always the best at putting them back together, because I used to lose bits. But I was super curious. I'd never take anything expensive. It was usually like crappy McDonald's toys and, you know, stuff like that I thought I could fix. You know, I'd pop a leg off a Barbie, figure out why its legs span the way it did. But I'd put it back.
And then play pretend with a broken Barbie.
But later on, I went to college, I studied car mechanics because I wanted to understand how they functioned and how they worked.
Oh, you learnt car mechanics from a Barbie? Wow, I'm
No.
impressed.
But then I went off to university to study special effects, which is all about how things move and how things work. So I've always been obsessed with understanding that.
You would have studied it if the tutor wasn't terrible.
I studied it, I just didn't get any of his help.
Yeah, that's true. I love the automata that you did of the Quidditch players. See, she made a little model about that size of the Quidditch pitch from Harry Potter, and made it into an automata where all the players would fly around in like little
Fixed
trajectories.
It's on my Instagram somewhere.
Yeah, but there was one of them. I fell in love with one of those Quidditch players because I don't know what happened to it, but it just kept kamikazing itself onto one of them.
One of the wires was a couple of millimeters too long, so it meant that it kamikazed into a tower.
It just went boom, boom, boom. I love it. I loved it. We don't have it here though, unfortunately.
No,
I'd
it's
love
my
to.
mum's house.
I'd love to see it.
See it.
I'd love to have it here.
Would it work being able to see it? I don't think it would.
Might as well. In the meantime, I'm just blending in this, so
See if
give
we
it a
can-
go.
Where's the camera? And you can see down here, there's a little kamikaze dude smashing his face into a post.
I love that so much. Well, yeah, that was really clever though.
Oh, I love making stuff like that. Just don't have the time or the space.
I would love to do stuff like that, but I wouldn't have the patience. I am so bad with patience, aren't I? With myself. I can have patience with people, some people that want to learn, people that work with me. I can have a lot of patience, but if I have to work with people and the people are idiots, then I don't have patience for that. And I don't have patience with myself. If I screw something up, I just hate myself for the rest of my life. Don't be like me.
Everyone got fixated on me turning Barbies into cars.
No, she didn't turn Barbies into cars.
Literally, Barbie formers, Barbies in disguise, Barbie McQueen.
Barbie McQueen.
I've actually,
Ka-chow.
Tyler said he would love to see like a pterosaur flying, kind of like the way Kayakasaurus did.
Oh, like an automata one.
Yeah, like a little.
Yeah,
automata.
Kayakasaurus is amazing. We actually chatted a couple of times, and once, this was ages ago, we said, oh yeah, we need to collab at some point, but we just keep getting distracted, and life gets in the way. And but he's so creative and so talented. Lovely,
Just too
lovely.
busy.
Yeah, we're all too busy with our stuff. You know, when you're a kid, you think, oh wow, when I grow up, I'm gonna do this, gonna do that, and then when you're kids, you have the time to do all of that because time perception's different when you're a child, and you're much quicker at doing everything when you're a child. And when you grow up, you just don't have time for anything, although you'd want to. Am I right?
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, they're all very fixated on Barbie. I'm gonna let that go.
Okay.
Brent asks, are you gonna make any more realistic dinosaurs like your Dead Real Dinosaurs series?
Well, that kind of, the Dead Real Dinosaurs kind of turned into the Mesozoic Planet stuff in my mind. Because Prehistoric Planet, Mesozoic Planet, it is scientifically accurate. It might not be my own design. The Dead Real Dinosaur stuff was my own design, but I'm just so happy with how Prehistoric Planet did their own stuff that I just want to make that, you know. It's not like I can't create my own stuff. I can.
It's just that we have 30 million projects going.
It's just that if I create my own stuff, I would be more critical towards myself, because it's the nature of designing your own stuff. You tend to not like it as much, and it wouldn't sell as much as well as something that people know already, and it's just the nature of it, though, isn't it? So no matter how much I want to design my own stuff, I do need to pay the bills, unfortunately. If someone there, instead of donating like $5 or something, can you just buy me a house, please? I'm just
Bulbasaurs for life.
if you buy, look guys, if someone buys me a house, doesn't have to be a big house.
Not a dollhouse.
Not a dollhouse. Not a house for ants. You will get free dinosaurs for the rest of your whole life, and I'll guarantee it. How's that deal? But jokes aside, don't donate anything. Because I don't deserve it.
Someone asked if you ever actually spoken to Mattel.
No,
not really.
What, Mattel isn't one person. It's a big corporation, and if you talk to someone, it really doesn't matter because you're just talking to an individual, you know. Actually, there is a new job going around at Mattel, and I've had people sending me the link going, oh my god, you should do this. And that is the lead designer for Jurassic World products at Mattel. And it's listed the salary as well. That's how much is it? Like 100k a year? And I'm like, oh yeah, oh, I would absolutely love that. But one, it's local to to in LA in California, so already I can't do it. 2, it's asking for a lot of experience and whatever, but most importantly, it's asking for someone that can direct and deal with people pretty much. And I'm not in that capacity. I haven't been since 2019 because of personal issues. So that is not going to happen. If I was able to deal with people, I would be working right now somewhere else.
That's
But
why we do what we do.
yeah, which is why I'm doing all this stuff in my own time and trying to figure myself out. But yeah, I can't do that even if I wanted to, so that's a shame. But I sent that link over to Jurassic Justin because he's in California, and he's like, "Not too late, mate. I'm already doing my thing," which is fair enough.
Yeah, he's got his ball rolling.
Oh yeah, he's on it. He's getting his team assembled, but I don't want to reveal too much because he's awesome and he is wonderful. Jurassic Justin, guys, follow him. He deserves all the love.
Changed it, isn't it?
Caldera Collectibles.
That's
yes.
it now, yeah.
Yeah, you guys follow him. He's the one to follow. He does everything. Have you seen his new Allosaurus figure? Oh my god, you just follow him.
Tyler said he would donate 500,000 if he could.
There was actually we're living in a really lovely area right now. Unfortunately we're living in a flat, which isn't ideal. It's not even a 1-bedroom flat. It's just a room with a kitchen and a bed and a bathroom. The cheapest you can get in this area. Yeah. So we can't really make anything here. But this area is wonderful, and there's a place that, what are they called again? Places that sell houses. Estate agent. Don't forget, I am foreign. I'm Italian, so I am actually Italian, unlike those Americans that pretend to be Italians.
You say they're Italians, but they're like 2%
yeah.
Italian.
Say they're Italians, but it's just their grandfathers or grandmothers that were Italian. What was I saying? Yeah, there's this estate agent, and it's got pictures outside of all these lovely houses, and we are in a very expensive area, mind you. Okay, so there's houses around here that are like £1.5 million, so that's almost $2 million. People with Aston Martins, Maseratis, and it just looks like, have you guys seen the Truman Show? It just looks like the perfect neighborhood, you know? Which is very different to where we were about to move when we got scammed last year.
Like the opposite end of the stick.
Yeah. One of the streets in that place that we were going to move to was called Balaclava Road. And I kid you not, when we drove into that road, there was a guy on a bike with a balaclava, wearing a balaclava.
In the middle of the day.
In the middle of the day. And then we got to the place, which was shoddy, and I'm not even going to get into that detail, but I walked out of the door and someone just spat at my feet, and I was like, okay, we're not staying here. Bye.
I'm done. I'd rather live in a tent.
But all of this was to say that there's some really nice places, nice tiny little bungalows. That's what I want. I don't want anything fancy. I just want a little place like that has a bedroom, a living room, and maybe a garage so I can do some stuff. And that was like 200 and something to 500,000. It was one of them was 230,000, I think. And it looked lovely, and I was like, oh, I'll never be able to afford a place like that. but I'd love to.
Tyler, I had to ask what a balaclava was. I said it was a woolen.
Right, so a balaclava is what people usually wear when they are about to go and rob a bank or rob a shop. It's the like that the thick woolen hat that you put over your face, which has holes for your eyes. That's a balaclava. Okay, so I've done the black around the frill and on the back of the frill. Now I'm gonna add some black shading on the frill. Excuse me, on the frill and on the snout. So not on the frill, sorry, on the crest. So if you look at the reference material, the style guide, there's some darker bits here that sort of fade in and a little bit on the snout as well. And I'm just gonna start dotting a bit of darker bits all over the frill as well. Oh, thank you, Tyler. You always say the right thing.
And Hackosaurus offered to buy you a Hot Wheels garage.
A Hot Wheels.
It's the closest he can get.
If you throw in a Barbie, then yeah. Only for Sora to take apart and turn into a car.
Oh, I am trying to get my creative mojo back.
Mojo. It's a funny word.
But, Stardew Valley has me in a chokehold. So.
Stardew Valley. It's funny. I tried playing Stardew Valley. I don't really like playing on my laptop because I use my laptop for my music and it doesn't really have much storage in it, so I don't really want to use up more storage because I need it. So I play it on my iPad, right? So I downloaded Stardew Valley on my iPad and I opened it up and it crashed, and I opened it again and it crashed. Then a couple of updates later, I was actually managing to open it. I started playing it, and once I reach a certain part, the game crashes, and I'm like, dude, I spent some money on this. It should be working, right? And they've since released updates and stuff, and it's still not fixed. And I put a review in it saying, this is a great game, I love it, but please fix the crash because I can't continue the game. And they deleted my review. But I do really enjoy seeing Sora play it. It's such a nice little wholesome game. It's a feel-good game when you actually get it to run. What's your go-to game that makes you feel good, guys? Is there a video game that when you play it you go, ah, that's nice. I needed this kind of thing?
For me, that's the 200 hours I've logged in Stardew. I like just doing my little farm and looking after me chickens.
Yeah, your blue chickens.
My blue chickens. Tyler says he really likes Paleo Pines.
Yeah, that's a good feel good
cute.
game.
It's really cute. It's just a shame I can't play it for very long. I like it. It's just a bit boring for me.
Yeah, she likes a lot of action.
No, I like.
It's what she was doing with her Barbies. She used to turn them into action men.
No.
No.
I don't know. I like it. It lacks grinding or actual threat.
What's actual threat in Stardew Valley?
Well, you can pass out in the mines and then you get fined, and or I can grind and get all the materials I want, and you know, save up to buy like a cellar and stuff.
If you want
Can't do that in Paleopines. Can't even go in the house.
if you want something threatening, Paleopines, they should add a character with a balaclava on.
Tyler says Paleopines, Jurassic World Evolution 2, and Prehistoric Kingdom. They give him the dopamine.
Yeah, see, what do you guys think about Jurassic World Evolution 3 coming out at some point? Because I have some thoughts on that. And I'll only express my thoughts if people are interested, because I don't want to be like, oh my god.
Hackosaurus is Jurassic World Evolution 2 as well. And Dodgson's just naming Barbie films. The Fast and the Barbie, Barbie Driver, Barbie Proof.
Barbie Driver is genius. Oh my goodness.
Barbie Rider, Barbie Racer, Barbie v Ken.
Barbie Max Fury Road.
Inglorious Barbies.
Barbie
G.I.
Max.
Barbie.
G.I. Barbie.
Oh god. We're gonna get copywritten by Barbie.
Oh, what's really funny about the Barbie film though is that it's about going against corporate, you know, Mattel is the bad guy and whatever, and then Mattel just share it on their page, like, hey, there you go, Barbie.
Like it just goes over their head.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Tyler says, if Jurassic World Evolution 3 is a thing, I have a list of things it needs thinking about writing a script for it.
You could send them a letter.
Honestly, yeah.
Because I know Aquarium Master, I think, once sent a letter to Mattel, like a proper, well-written letter, legit. And they seemed to actually listen to something that he had to say. So, yeah, you could try and send them a letter. Why not? You got nothing to lose. Worst they can do is just ignore you.
Mike Farms joined.
Oh, hi. Oh, hello.
He says, evening, Marco. It's a late one for you.
Yeah, it's a bit of a late one for me, isn't it?
It's 11 p.m. And we're still at about 20 people.
Oh,
20
hello.
people consistently the whole time.
Oh, well, thank you for staying. Do you want to hear me rant about Jurassic World Evolution 3? Which isn't even out yet.
I think they're just milking it.
Yeah, I don't think there needs to be a Jurassic World Evolution 3. There's been 2 of them out already, and the second one is pretty much perfect as it is. Just if you want to add things, add it to that game instead of remaking it again and getting more money and re-releasing the same exact dinosaurs and DLCs that you had in previous games and everything. It's just a mindless money grab. Shameless.
Nate has come back from dinner and teaming and says he 100% agrees. Oh, sorry, a billion 100% agree.
Well, you better, because I'm a higher up. Inside joke. Where's the white paint gone?
I ate it. It's right there.
Where? Oh my goodness, I'm going blind.
It's right in front of you.
Oh. Right, so I've done all the little blotches on there. Looks a bit shoddy, but don't worry, it'll be blended in with washes and stuff. Now, I'm going to do a bit of white detailing on the frill. So there's a bit of white that goes around these parts. A bit following the shape of the patterns of the red patterns. The patterns of the red. Speaking like an Italian.
You just don't have an Italian accent when you speak English.
I don't have an Italian accent because my mum's English. I learnt English when I was very little. But growing up in a country where they just speak Italian makes me not perfect at English, if you know what I mean. Still a lot of things I get wrong. But it does throw people off because I sound British. I sound legit.
Then you switch
Proper
to Italian.
British.
You switch to Italian though, and like Lewis gets baffled when you just suddenly switch languages. He was shocked the first time, and you turned around to speak to your dad on the phone, I think.
Was he?
And he just looked at me like, "That's the first time he spoke Italian. What the heck?" It was really funny.
Yeah, I was 18 when I moved in here in the UK. So when people ask me, you know, oh, how long have you been here? I say since 2015. They go, what? You've learned English that quick? Nope. I have a trick up my sleeve. That's called my mum.
Tyler says, what part of Britain are you from after you moved from Italy?
So what part of Britain did I move to?
I guess, yeah.
Right, I've been quite... I haven't been fixed in one area. Well, I have been kind of fixed in one area, and that's the south of England. But I haven't really stuck to one place because I studied and got my degree in Hertford, which is above London. Then we moved to Slough, which is pretty much London, isn't it? Yeah. Just very close. That's where Pinewood Studios are, where every single movie's been made. You know, when people say, "Oh, Hollywood," it's actually been made in Pinewood.
Pinewood is the Hollywood of.
Well,
the
no,
filming bit, at least.
Yeah, well, there's so many films, American films, that you think were filmed at Hollywood that weren't. They were actually filmed in Pinewood, or Leavesden.
Like Spider-Man and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All filmed here. And then we moved to Watford.
Yes, Watford, which is where Warner Brothers is, which is where Leavesden is.
North London.
I moved there because I was working on film, or I was supposed to still work on film, but then COVID happened and other stuff.
Nate says Dominion was filmed in Pinewood.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure it was. And then after Watford we moved. Was that the failed move? I can't remember anymore.
Yeah. So when we were in Watford, and it was just when COVID was just finishing, we thought, okay, we need to move to a bigger place because this place is small, and that was a house with one bedroom, and upstairs, and then downstairs there was the living room, and we thought that place was small, which it is. If you think about it, it is a small place, but we just couldn't find a place. We had already given our contract was running out, so we thought, okay, we'll just move somewhere bigger then. We couldn't renew our contract because the landlord was having already other viewings. He asked us if we wanted to stay, to be fair, but then we said no, we probably want to find a bigger place. And normally you would be able to find a bigger place, but since COVID, everything's been crazy here. You cannot find a place to live because landlords have become incredibly greedy, and even people with jobs, really high-paying jobs, and all the fill in every criteria, still can't get a house or still can't get a place to rent, which is insanity because landlords own so many houses nowadays. They own so many properties, and they can dictate how much to charge, and the prices are insane, absolutely insane. So where my parents live, it's a tiny flat with one bedroom, and they're going to put the price up to almost £2,000 a month, and that is the cheap end. Okay, it's just terrible. So, also, there's just aren't many houses anyway, and if you wanna go and see a place, you have to book an appointment, and then you have your viewing for like 3 minutes, and then the next person comes in to view the place, and there's like 60 people viewing one place. So if you don't meet the criteria to the letter, then you don't have a chance at all. Like, we have a cat, okay, and you cannot find a place if you have a cat, because landlords don't want pets. We got extremely lucky because
After we failed.
after we failed and got scammed and whatever, we were homeless after that, and then after a few months, a friend of a friend that has a friend works for a landlord, and they got us in contact with this place, with that, where we are living now. Talking about the cat's meowing really loudly at the moment. So yeah, that's all just a way of saying that it is impossible to find a place.
It took us. It wasn't a few months. It was almost a year.
Yeah.
To get this place.
It was. Yeah, it actually was.
Because that's when we started all the basic figures. Then.
Yeah, we started all the basic figures.
Just before we moved out.
Just before we moved out.
Which was a bad decision.
It was a bad decision, but we didn't know. We didn't know we were going to get scammed.
We thought we were going to move straight in.
Yeah, we thought we were going to move to a bigger place, and then we got scammed. So, bloody landlord lived in Barbados.
I just wanted to run off with money.
And just wanted to run off with money, yeah. With our money. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing the outlines of the black patterns with some white paint. If you couldn't tell.
Just being picky.
So sorry for all that rambling about the house.
Just made us cross.
It did. And then we got customers that just wanted to start fights.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Jade Holland asks, what dinosaur should I make into a rubber figure? Utahraptor, T-Rex or Dilophosaurus?
It depends. Depends which one you want to do.
Yeah, we can't pick that for you.
Yeah, depends on you. Also, I want to know how you're doing it out of rubber. What type of rubber are you using?
Yeah, there's many, many types of rubber.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Grantito asks, what are our favourite dinosaurs?
Okay, what are...
Yeah, favourites.
Okay, my favourite dinosaur is the Baryonyx. People always ask me which one it is, which one is my favourite dinosaur, and I always say, I don't have a favourite. But I always end up picking the Baryonyx, so I'm just going to say my favourite is Baryonyx.
And mine is fairly obvious, it's Compsognathus. Whether or not that remains a relevant species anymore, I don't care, it's still my favourite.
Yeah.
Grantito says because Baryonyx hate landlords.
What?
He says because Baryonyx hates landlords, that's why you like Baryonyx.
Does it?
No, he's pulling your leg.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Sorry. Yes. I don't hate landlords.
Jade Holland says, what kind of rubber I'm going to use is something I'm trying to figure out. Well, maybe pick the rubber first before you pick the dinosaur.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Recommendation.
Yeah, you've got to figure out your materials before you think about what dinosaurs you want to do.
Well, I made a couple of videos using different types of rubbers, so if you want, you can have a look at those.
Plenty of YouTube videos of different rubbers. Sorry, I keep coughing. I've got to tick up. This is your fault. Brent asks, what is your most favourite sculpture that you made that you're extremely proud of?
I don't have a sculpture I'm extremely proud of at all.
And he says, maybe I can answer for you, probably all of them.
No, no, not at all. Because I'm extremely critical of myself. I just find issues with everything I sculpt. Even once I'm decided I'm finished, I go, no, that's wrong, or this could be better. So I don't have a sculpt I'm extremely proud of. But if I was Jurassic Repaints or Jurassic Replicas, I think he has a page called Jurassic Replicas now. If I was him, I'd be extremely proud of his Buck T-Rex sculpt, because that thing is perfect. Shout out to him, because he's amazing.
I think your Sekhmet or your Velociraptor. Because, yeah, okay, they're maybe not perfect the way you wanted them to be, but they are damn impressive.
Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, now you mention it, that Sekhmet bust is one of my top ones that I've done. It's something so different that I don't usually do, but I think I nailed the style of it.
I think she's beautiful.
It is a very...
She has her own, like, presence in the room. She's
It's
massive,
very
isn't
impressive. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, too bad.
It's
No,
a
I'm kidding.
big Egyptian bust in our house.
Yeah, it's a university project. I decided to do something different from what I usually do, and it paid off. It looks really nice, to be honest. So, excuse me. Yeah, I am quite proud of that, actually. It's one of the only... It's probably because I'm not... Yeah, it's probably because I'm not an expert on that kind of style of sculpting. So I don't see...
You're a bit more forgiving to yourself.
Yeah, I'm a bit more forgiving to myself, yes. But with dinosaurs, I just know these things inside out.
Yeah.
And whenever there's something that doesn't quite add up, I just hit my head against the wall about it.
Yeah, I would definitely say Sekhmet.
Can you grab a picture? I don't want to take my phone to do it.
No.
I just got to go for a second, guys. I'll be back.
I'll find the picture. And I'll show everyone if I can find it. It should be buried in Instagram somewhere. So many pictures on your Instagram. I'm scrolling for days trying to find this picture.
I grab it on my phone, but I'm using my
it's
phone.
fine.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Come on, missus. Stop being a pain. Grab some water or something for yourself.
Oh, yeah, I'll grab myself some water as well.
Should be getting close now. This is old. Yeah, found it. So this is what we're referring to.
Yeah, that is a massive sculpture, and it's all gold leaf, and that was all hand sculpted in wet clay. It was a big pain in the behind when I was doing it. Remember earlier in the stream when I said that, when I was talking about the ammonite thing, when I was layering up the plaster, and I said that plaster, once it starts drying, the next layer of plaster doesn't stick to the first layer. That, excuse me, is a massive problem if you're doing plaster molds. And that's exactly what happened with that. So once I finished sculpting that thing out of wet clay, I started doing a plaster jacket mold. Is it called plaster jacket mold? Just a plaster mold. So the way that works is that you use a liquid layer of plaster first, okay, so that it goes in every single little detail of the sculpt. Kind of probably sometimes even have to brush it in a bit in the details. But before it starts solidifying, you have to mix the next part, the next layer of plaster to go on top of it. And then once you put that on, before it dries, you do the next layer of plaster, but with scrim. Is it called scrim?
Yeah.
Which is what is scrim? How do I describe scrim?
It's like weaved string fabric. It's like meshy.
It's a mesh of material that soaks up the plaster and gives extra support to the mold. Okay, so I was doing that, and then once I was doing that, the fire alarm went off at university, so we all had to rush out, and it was a false alarm. By the time we got back in, all my plaster had dried, but I couldn't take all the plaster off because I would damage my sculpt, and I didn't have enough time to go and fix it, because that would take another week or so, doing all of that, taking all the plaster off and then fixing the sculpt. So I just had to hope for the best and continue layering up the plaster. That was one side of the mold. Then the other side of the mold I did the next week. Put Vaseline between the two parts of the mold so they wouldn't stick together. And then I started the first layer, and the alarm went off. The fire alarm went off again. Someone had set the fire alarm off again and messed up my plaster again. So both sides were ruined. I was incredibly upset. I told my tutor. Obviously, the tutor wasn't in there because these tutors at that university are terrible. They were never in. But when I did manage to get a hold of her, I told her, and she's like, well, too bad. So when everything was set, a couple of days later, when everything was completely dry, I took it apart, and all the detailed layer of the mold started crumbling away. And I felt sick. I felt like I was going to throw up. I was so upset. All that hard work, a whole first trimester. So, no, semester? Trimester. The whole first... the whole first semester was a waste of time. Because the sculpt was ruined and the mold was ruined. I couldn't remold it, and the mold was just crumbling to bits. So what did I do? I just tried my best to stop panicking, and I resculpted the sculpt inside the mold using clay negatively, so as if I was sculpting everything from the inside out. And I Vaselined the absolute life out of it. Thank you. And then casted it in fiberglass, and it worked. My hard work paid off. My problem solving paid off, and that was incredibly stressful, but also very satisfying that I managed to find a solution in that incredibly, almost impossible to salvage situation. I still have pictures of the mold all broken up, and I feel sick just looking at it. But I did it, and that is something you want to write in your portfolio, that you managed to keep calm and deal with the problem. It's not everyone could deal with that, and I was incredibly proud of myself for that. And yeah, and she's fine, and every time I look at it, it just reminds me of all of that but also reminds me of how well I dealt with it.
You did really well.
Thank you.
Like, a lot of people had just punched it.
Yeah, a lot of people would have just given up. But the thing about myself that I didn't know at the time was that I would suffer the consequences after. I usually managed to stick it out. I managed to deal with issues, or I used to, really well. But then I would crash afterwards, and it would take me a a long while to recover. It's just like burnout. It is burnout, isn't it?
It is burnout because we pushed so hard every time we had a project.
Yeah, push so hard, put so much effort into everything that I would just feel like I was dead.
I think all of us did that. We regularly burnt ourselves out trying to put all this love and effort into something to please the tutors that didn't care.
Yeah, tutors didn't care. One of my tutors actually broke something while reviewing it, while marking it, and marked me down because of it, because she broke it. And it was sturdy, but she didn't know how she was supposed to work with it. She didn't know how to hold it because she wasn't reading the instructions that I put in my book. Because we're supposed to put a tech log in with all the instructions of how we made it and how it works, right? But because they're crap tutors, they didn't look at it properly and mishandled it and broke it, and gave me crap about it. And just completely said it wasn't her fault when we were there and we saw it happen. So said it was someone else. The one thing about life that I've learned through university, but also doing this stuff and working in the film industry and whatever, and something that we will keep learning because it's just inevitable, is that we have to deal with idiots. And it's usually because of idiots that our days get ruined. It's always because of other people ruining everything in terms of not doing their job properly. And the world is just like that. And I hate it. I just want to be in my own little house, minding my own business. You know what I mean? Not having to deal with people, unless they bring me food. Like if it's someone bringing me some KFC or something.
Mike Thumb says he feels that, like your story about the segment.
Oh, right.
He says, I felt that coming back to a half-finished stop-motion film after COVID. I lost half the sets due to extreme conditions deteriorating the set.
No. Oh
and
my
had to
goodness.
chuck most of it out.
No.
Your stomach just sinks.
Oh, I'm sorry that happened. That sounds ghastly. It really sounds horrible. Did you manage to salvage the project though? Did you manage to complete it? Oh, am I in camera? Am I on?
I can see you.
Okay, good.
You're in the bottom of the frame, but you are still in there.
Okay, you should see me move up at some point.
Yeah, you've moved up. Tyler says he knows the feeling of burnout. I remember recording, editing, and uploading every 3 days.
What? That is just ridiculous.
That's burning. That's no way. It's burning at both ends.
Yeah. See, the thing about burnout though is that you won't know you're overworking yourself until you've done it, until you've overworked yourself. At least that's my experience.
Until you suffer the consequences, you don't realise how hard you've pushed.
Yeah, that's my experience. I used to think I could do anything, and I mostly I can, but I just burn out so fast It's not even funny.
On a random note, Hectorius says he'd been watching the J-Pod race, he said, and he said it brought back so many memories.
Which one? Did you see the stream? Tyler's Tyrannos' stream? Or my video series? Excuse me.
Dodgson was asking if the cheaters had left, and I said yes, they've all retired now. They're all out. New teachers in. Thank God.
Yes.
Couldn't picture more students suffering them. Someone asked, do you prefer sculpting herbivores or carnivores?
I prefer sculpting carnivores. Why? I don't know. I think it's... I just like them more. It depends. No, if I was to sculpt ceratopsian with an ornate frill and stuff like that, then I would enjoy that a lot. So I don't know. I haven't really done that, but I can guarantee you that I would enjoy doing something like that. But yeah, so far I've mostly sculpted carnivores, and I prefer the carnivores overall.
Hector said the video series.
Oh, okay. Well, that series, the video series, was last year's. I recommend you go on Tyrannos's channel and Twitch, because he has the full live stream of both last year's, so it's not edited and you can see everything that happened. There's some really hilarious moments in there that I didn't put in. So if you've seen my series, I really recommend you go watch that one as well. But also, we have done a second one this year, which I haven't edited yet, and it's probably going to take me quite a while. But I'm aiming to release it in June sometime, because it's Jurassic June, because of Chaos Theory coming out. So it is Jurassic June. I might try and edit it by then. But in the meantime, Tyrannos has it as in stream format over at his, and you should go and watch it.
Mike Farm says, going back to his project that
Oh yeah.
got left. No, I had to empty the studio that same day for new students to use it. And also the latex had rotted on the puppets, and I had no budget left.
No.
Oh, it's so awful.
Sorry about that. That's nasty.
God. And he says one day I'll remake it properly using Kickstarter to raise funds, but for now I'm just happy to have half the film on Facebook.
Yeah.
At least you got some of it.
Yeah, at least you have some of it. Would you be able to continue it? Obviously you'd have to remake everything, but can you remake bits and then continue from where you left off, or would you just remake it from scratch? Hey, I shouldn't be the one asking for questions. Asking questions, not asking for questions. Again, my Italianness is my sentence structure.
That's fine. I mean, between you and me being both dyslexic and having speech...
Oh, I'm not dyslexic.
No.
I'm not dyslexic.
You having the language gaps, your brain tries to phrase things the Italian way rather than the English way sometimes. And then I'm both dyslexic and have a speech problem, so I don't always form sentences properly. So between the two of us, I'm surprised we can have conversation.
Oh, I'll tell you something interesting about language, and that is that Italian schools teach English better than English schools teach English. And I can just see that on a day-to-day basis here in England. The grammar from people is just wrong. It's terrible. And also when I was at uni, and also is wrong to say, but no, when I was at uni, I used to have a lot of my classmates ask me how to spell English words because they didn't know how to spell it, which is absurd.
Tyler says he thinks your editing's better than his for the JPOG.
I'll tell you something about the editing for JPOG. I burnt myself out doing that. I'd rather do worse editing and not burn myself out. But thanks though for that. For the feedback.
Mike Thorne says I'd have to remake it from scratch. I could obviously make a cut between the original footage and the new footage, but I don't think it would work for the festival circuits. Good thing the film was only 6 minutes long and not 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's a positive, at least.
And Bradley's here as well.
Oh, Bradley made it. Oh, hi.
He's
Thanks
saying,
for joining.
To be fair, there's English, and there's American English, so fair enough. Yeah, I mean, a lot of English people get mixed up between American English and English. So
What I find really fascinating is that music English isn't American English or English either. Music sang English is another thing of itself, and it's really fascinating because if you try and sing a song with a British accent, it just sounds awful, and if you try and sing a song with a full American accent too, unless you're doing country music, it doesn't sound great either. It's somewhere in between, isn't it?
yeah.
It's closer to American English, though.
Mike Thorne says, English, who needs that? I'm never going to England. So Brent keeps putting the Italian hand gesture.
Because that isn't offensive at all. I don't care, honestly. It's fine.
No, it's
funny.
a joke at this point.
Yeah, it's funny.
Nate says country music is yeehaw English.
I'm guessing. No, I'm not guessing.
It's just whatever. Close enough. As long as it's vaguely English, we'll figure it out. Oh, we're doing well. We're almost at 2 hours.
Okay. Might be able to finish it.
Yeah.
Within 2.5 or maybe 3 hours.
Yeah.
2.5 probably.
Might need a snack break.
Oh, we've got those nice ice creams, don't we? Look, I've just painted a cloud. Well, it's kind of fitting because it's Isla Nubla. Nubla means foggy or cloudy, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Nubla is Spanish, isn't it? And it sounds very similar to Italian Spanish. And nubla sounds like nibbia, which means fog in Italian. Am I right, guys? Can you do a little search for me? Does nubla mean foggy or cloudy or something like that?
Nate says Isla Nublar is Cloud Island.
Oh, cloud out. There you go.
And then Dodgson says the Bob Ross of Marco is emerging.
What? Why?
Is he like the little cloud on the back?
Oh.
It's a
Oh,
happy little cloud.
Gonna say, no, this isn't a happy one. It's a pissed off one. Because Bob Ross was wholesome. I'm not. I'm pissed off at the world. Yeah, come on, let's make him angry.
Caden asks if you do commissions, but I can answer that for you. No.
There he goes, a pissed off cloud.
I thought you painted a face on it. Whoever bought this is not gonna know there's a face painted in an angry cloud.
No, I'm gonna cover it.
No, but it's in there. It's still inside of it.
Do I do commissions? No, but who knows, man? We're pretty tight money wise, and I might have to at some point. It depends on what you want. If it's something, if you want me to sculpt something and make you a rubber saw,
no,
I can't do that.
If you want us to paint something,
yeah, if you want me to do a painting for you, I could probably do that. If you want me to do a drawing and illustration, I could do that. If you want me to do a repaint, maybe I'd be able to do that. It depends.
But definitely not anything rubber saw related.
Yeah.
That's not happening. Can't do commissions for those.
I'm gonna have to be a bit picky because of the place.
Sorry.
What?
Bradley says, "Can I commission you to drink paint water?"
If you buy me a house, then yeah, I'd be.
That's a big commission price.
Yeah, I'd happily do that. If you bought me a house, I'd drink 5 glasses of paint. Is there someone that knows a millionaire, a billionaire, or something?
Who likes dinosaurs?
Who likes dinosaurs? Or owes you a favor?
He would support Bradley's commission.
Who said that?
Nate.
You want me to die? Hey, I understand I'm your higher up, but it's...
Use non-toxic paint to make paint water.
Oh wait, is this ARTEZA? Because that's non-toxic.
No,
oh no,
not.
well, this is Liquitex.
That's probably toxic.
It says couleur acrylique fabriquée avec de pigments de qualité beaux-arts. O colores acrílicos labricados con pigmentos de calidad artista.
It says, wash your hands thoroughly after use and do not put in your eyeballs.
Well, good thing I'm drinking it. Don't do this at home.
What was it? Sunny Side Down asks, do you watch Formula 1?
I used to, actually. I used to watch Formula 1 when I was in Italy. I've got some very fond memories, actually. Back in the day with Michael Schumacher. Because I was all about Ferrari. I used to sit on the floor with my dad during the summer, scorching Italian summer, with cicadas in the background going ch-ch-ch-ch-ch. We're having the TV on and eating ice lollies, watching Formula 1. That is one of my most favourite memories from my childhood. And also because Michael Schumacher won all the time. I don't watch it now, but I still kind of follow it a little bit.
A little bit. Nate said, okay, chat, come together, let's buy them a house.
No.
And then Bradley says, unfortunately, most millionaires become that way because they're stingy.
Most millionaires or billionaires become billionaires if they're not inheriting a house from their billionaire parents. They become billionaires because they are bumholes. Because they are nasty people. Not saying all of them, but a lot of people. To be able to get to that, you have to step on a lot of people's feet, unfortunately.
And it says you won't die from drinking the paint water, you'll just become one with the art.
Oh, that's a nice way of looking at it.
As you die face planting into it.
I'll just die of lead poisoning while smiling, looking at my art, knowing I'm one with it.
That'll be a very expensive piece then. It's got a dead body in it.
Well, the value of the artist's artwork goes up when you're dead. So, okay, I guess I know what I'm doing in this next.
That's a really terrible thing, really.
It is, yeah.
Artists are only really super valuable when they're dead.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's not very nice. Like, can they not have benefited when they were alive?
I know, it's terrible. Well, the only way that an artist can be valued is if they're working at a company that doesn't value their work, and they'll only get valued with money and no recognition. Gosh, that went dark quick, didn't it? Well, it's just every stream of mine goes dark quick, doesn't it? See, it's the opposite of Bob Ross. I'm Bob Cross.
Yes, you're Bob Cross. Look, Mrs. Thorpe.
What is she doing?
She's walking on the laptop.
Ma'am!
Walking across the keyboard.
I'm walking on keyboard. Copyright strike.
Because she wants food, but she's being a mess. Because you've got some. Yeah, she'll eat it now.
She forgot about it.
She didn't. I showed her it like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, and then she forgot
Yeah,
about
she
it.
didn't want it because it wasn't good enough. And now it is.
Oh, now it is? Did you do anything to it?
No.
Yeah, she forgot about it then.
Okay, yes, Tyler's question that I forgot to ask earlier because it slipped by. What's your favourite Pokemon?
Oh, my favourite Pokemon is Mudkip and Swampert. I don't like... What's the second evolution? First evolution, I should say.
Huh?
What's the middle Pokemon between Mudkip and...
I don't know.
Ah, come on.
Let me Google it.
Marshtomp.
That's it, Marshtomp. Yeah, I literally got a picture of it just as you got to it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like that one. There's this guy on Instagram that I follow who also has a YouTube channel. Pokedex Files, I think he's called. He does fan-made Pokemon. And they are honest to God, they are better than what Nintendo or the Pokemon Company are doing right now. They're better Pokemon designs than the actual official ones currently. By far, I should say. So if you're interested, go give him a watch. That's when you go to him and hand him a Rolex.
Brent says his favourite is Garchomp.
Ah, yeah, that's cool.
That's a cool one. Tyler's is obviously Charizard.
Yeah, obviously.
Nate also agrees it's Charizard.
I always picked Squirtle because he was cute.
I must admit, I always picked Charmander as a kid.
Yeah.
I liked my Charmander. Mike Thorne says there's only 152 Pokemon in my memory.
Yeah.
And his favourites is Haunter, Kabutops, and Gyarados.
Yes.
Yes.
Haunter is cool. That is one of the only first evolution, so middle evolution, I should say.
Yeah.
I should say that I like. They're always a little weird. But Haunter is just way cooler than any of them. It's in my opinion, it's cooler than what's its next evolution? Plum.
Oh, Gengar.
Gengar. I think he's cooler than Plum.
Plum's mine. Plum's different.
Yeah, we went to Build-A-Bear once and Zora got
A giant Gengar.
a giant Gengar and asked the lady to fill it up as much as possible.
Because it was quiet.
So it's heavy and it's solid.
It is a beach ball.
If you chuck it at someone, you might kill them. And when we've called it Plum, it's got some bunny slippers.
Yeah, and my Halloween fallen angel wings.
Yes, it would have had a tutu as well, but he couldn't wear it because he's too fat.
He's too fat for the tutu. I'm going to make him one day. I'm trying to think my favourites. Is Gengar's one of them?
Can you bring it in? Yeah, let's show him.
Oh god, no, he's so big.
I know, but come on, he's got cool little slippers.
I think Gengar, Eevee, because I love how Eevee can become so many different things.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I used to adore Togepi.
There you go.
I don't know if he's going to fit in frame. He doesn't fit in frame, but he's my big chunky baby.
I'll show the slippers.
Oh yeah. And his cute little bunny slippers.
And the fallen angel wings.
Oh. He's too fat for the desk.
There, look at him coming into frame.
He's so big.
Oh. I would love a Swampert toy. There isn't one. Like some of the most recent toys have been really nice for the Pokemon stuff. What company is it? It's not Spin Masters, is it? I don't know, but some of their recent stuff has been really cool. With the Clip and Go Pokemon toys, those are amazing. But also they have an action feature line, a line with Pokemon with action features. I have a Garchomp and a Blastoise, Scyther, but I would love a Swampert version. Oh my goodness, I need that, and I'm shocked they haven't done that yet.
Katie says his is Tyrantrum.
Yeah, Tyrantrum's a cute one. I like that.
Brent asks, "What's your least favorite Pokemon?" I can answer that straight off.
Yeah,
Jinx.
Jinx and Mr. Mime are my least
Jinx,
favorite ones.
Mr. Mime are just
They're
creepy.
just really creepy. They look like they're people, but not quite, and I don't like that. Ditto's a nice one.
Ditto's fun. I like Ditto.
Well, we bought a Ditto for your backpack in Italy.
I love that Ditto thing.
Yeah, we saw it and we're like, oh no, we need to get it.
He's Italian Ditto, so he's Ditto.
Ah, Ditto.
Ditto.
You don't say it with one T though, Ditto, because that means finger.
No, it's two T's. Ditto.
Ditto. All right, let's cover up that
Happy cloud.
Bob Cross.
The kid, the one who asked about whether you take commissions, says he's working on a fan-made Godzilla film, which he's going to title Godzilla Mutants and Monsters. And he was interested because he was wondering if you would have sculpted the creatures for it.
I can sculpt digital sculpts for you, as long as you can then make them yourself, or you have someone else that can make them. I'd be happy to give you the sculpt. I'd be happy to sculpt for you.
Be expensive though. Be a lot of sculpt, I imagine. It'll be a lot of time.
Yeah. Well, it depends. It
depends. Yeah. Nate says he likes Archon. I'm not sure which one that one is.
I don't know which one that one is. What generation is it?
I'm gonna Google it. What's an Archon? Oh, it's the little micro. No.
Oh yeah.
Archaeopteryx.
Yeah, the little Archaeopteryx. I don't like its evolution though. It's weird. Right. Okay. So we've done all the white around the black patterns. I'm gonna do a bit of a wash on the frill and try and get that looking right, because it's looking a bit iffy at the moment. I'm gonna give that a go. Might have to layer some more paint on it as well. So wish me good luck. It says washes aren't easy. I have a lot of problems with washes where it robs the paint off of the previous layer. So I'm doing a dark wash.
Yeah, Nate said he gave his Archon Forever Stone, so it never evolves.
Oh,
Because he hates it too.
yeah.
When it evolves. Which is fair.
Yeah. Do you guys play Pokemon Go?
Because if you do, we can add you all.
Yeah, you can add me on Pokemon Go.
Is there a limit on friends on Pokemon Go? I imagine there probably is.
I have no idea. Is there a limit on how many friends you can have in Pokemon Go?
Nate says he still plays.
There, you add me. I am.
You need a friend code. And
Oh, you need a friend code and everything. Well, we'll talk about it after the stream. Message me after the stream because I'll probably forget.
Yeah, Tyler's already on.
Yeah, Tyler's our bestie on it already. I think we're best friends now, aren't we? We're lucky friends.
Something like that, yeah. Bradley says he wishes you luck because he's messed up many repaints adding a wash.
Yeah, you see, how can we prevent that? I know if you use a special primer, like, it helps, but it never really gets rid of that. I've got my friend Kevin in Italy. He's been having issues with that too, and he's asked me for help, and I don't know, man. I have the same issue.
If you get a wash like perfect, then yeah, it's no problem. But odds are you usually mix a fresh one every time.
Yeah. You have to go quite light on it, I guess.
I mean, yeah, because you can always layer it.
Yeah, and once you put it on, don't touch it until it's dry.
Because it will take everything off.
Yeah, because it will get rid of the layers that you put on it.
Brent says he's going to re-download it.
Yes.
And Mike Farm says your Pokemon Go name is Angry Bob Ross 93.
93. I'm not that old.
Shut up, okay, I'm older than you. I'm older than that. Not by much, but I am.
Well, you're older than Jurassic Park.
I am. Well, when did the novel come out?
Oh, when did the novel come out? Late 80s?
Yeah, so I'm not that
I'm
old.
not sure. I could be wrong. Can someone tell us?
I was still born in the 90s, so I'm not that old. Someone will know.
It's funny though, because I was born in 96, but when I was a child and I can actually remember things, it was the early 2000s, right? But I don't really tend to associate much with people in early 2000s because from around the world, because technology in Italy usually started getting more popular like a good 10 years after. not always, but or not just technology, but toys and stuff. There was a lot of 90s toys that were popular when I was a kid. So Sora and I have a little bit more in common than I have with people of my age from around the world that weren't in Italy. If that makes sense. There we go. The wash has helped a bit. Look at that. And now we wait for it to dry. I don't recommend using a blow dryer or a hair dryer on washes because that will just blow the pigment away from where it should be or needs to be. So just leave it air dry. In the meantime, I guess we could paint the mouth. Do you guys have any more questions? We're concerning anything really, concerning this, dinosaurs in general, more Pokemon, other interests. In the meantime, I'll just mix some paint for the mouth. You were about to say something.
Yeah, Caden asks, since you once lived in Italy, have you heard of Winx Club?
I have, yes.
I was gonna say, I watched that in England, so Winx Club was a thing.
Yeah, I think it was actually an Italian cartoon. I could be wrong. But yeah, my best friend's sister when I was a kid, she was obsessed. It was kind of funny. Because it was a girls' cartoon. So boys just found it a bit icky, didn't we? Winks, na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Oh god, you
Na
remember
na
even
na
vaguely
na
the
na
tune.
na na. Yes, I was at my friends a lot. I swear I did not watch it.
I mean, I did watch it, and I don't remember that.
I mixed some black with some red, and it's quite runny, so it's kind of a wash here as well.
That's because the nice beigey pink resin is ever so slightly translucent, so
Yes.
it works as a nice prime colour for the red. Caden also asks, what's your thoughts on Sailor Moon?
I never really watched anime. Well, I did, but I never really liked anime. Let's just say that. So
He's not an anime man.
I'm not an anime man.
Tyler says he was really into Pokemon, Tom and Jerry,
Tom and Jerry?
Billy and Mandy, and Spy Girls.
Spy Girls?
I don't know what Spy Girls is. I remember Totally Spies. I don't know about Spy Girls.
Spy Girls? What's Spy Girls?
I'm not sure.
Is that another girly cartoon, Tyler?
I watched Totally Spies because they were spies.
I used to watch whatever was on TV.
Yeah, it was a lot of Looney Tunes.
There was a lot of Looney Tunes, a lot of Tom and Jerry, like classic ones from the 40s. They're so good. There was Digimon occasionally. They just kept repeating the first season.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over.
And how it it's probably Totally Spies. Yeah, Totally Spies, the three girls that are like school girls but somehow also spies, because, you know, TV. Yeah, I watched a lot of Digimon and a lot of repeats. A lot of Looney Tunes.
I have a Digimon toy from my childhood, and I have a very special memory for that, because that was from my nonna, my Italian grandmother. I remember visiting her. It was just me and her, and she took me to the shops, and I spotted the Digimon toy, and she bought it for me. And I remember looking at it in the box, sitting in the park, going, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever, because it's not only a Digimon, but it can also transform itself into, you know, the Digimon egg, or whatever it's called. I don't remember what it's called. And I have it here. It's not the exact same one I had as a kid, because that one's in Italy. I have lost some pieces of it throughout time. But I did find another one on eBay or whatever it was. eBay or Vinted, I don't remember. But here it is. I'll just go grab it quickly. Oh, it's such a good toy.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah. It's this one. It's Flame Dramon. Or Flame Dramon. I think that's what it's called. Look at it. It's all articulated. And if you take it apart, you can turn it into an egg. But what was really funny is that once we got back home, back home to her place, I was opening the box and we were trying to assemble it, and the head was on backwards. And she was like, is that his Willy? And she started laughing. It was really funny. Bless her. I miss her a lot. But yeah, this is a very cool toy. Look at it. It's really cool. I remember taking this thing to what's it called? What's asilo in English? It's like a kindergarten, but is it a primary school?
Primary school?
Primary school.
That's like the English.
Yeah.
That's not what it is in American, but
took it there, and my best friend at the time, he was really into Digimon, and he had, I don't remember what the name of that Digimon was, but it was yellow, and it was like a bug, and it had a drill bit face. I don't remember what it's called, but he had the toy of that, and I had the toy of that. I had that toy. I would play a lot with them. I played with it so much that I remember when I lost the little horn, the little metal horn on top of mine, and one of the claws. I just lost them in the kindergarten. It's not kindergarten, primary school. Do you guys have a lot of memories when you were kids? Because I seem to have a lot. And it's a good thing. It's a lot of nice things to reminisce about.
yeah, it's like you remember so much of your childhood, and I remember like nothing. I have got like 2 memories. It's all just a big blur.
Just because you have to grow up fast.
I have more siblings than you.
Yeah.
Just you. I know. SpongeBob, yeah, that's another good one. I watched a bit of SpongeBob growing up.
SpongeBob wasn't on normal TV for me, and we didn't have reception where we lived for like satellite TV, so I never watched SpongeBob, except for tiny little bits at Friends.
Yeah, see, like I similar. I didn't have like fancy TV channels growing up, but I was lucky that my aunt had a fancy TV and lots of grandchildren and nieces and nephews, and she used to record it all on VHS and give it to us whenever we visited, so we could watch Cartoon Network.
She was a pirate.
But you'd get like all the adverts and stuff still.
Yeah.
But it felt like you got to watch the fun TV channels that we didn't get.
Yeah, my grandma did that, but with Midsummer Murders. She used to send them to us in Italy. Midsummer Murders. It was cool. It was a great show.
I mean, it's quite PG for a Midsummer's Murder, considering like it's daytime TV. It's not like, you know, CSI or something.
No, CSI is a bit different.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
They did one episode was set in Brighton at which is very close to where we live at the moment. And they were on the pier in Brighton, in the roller, not the roller coaster, the what's it called? It's like the scary ride. Can you help me?
Start again. I was typing.
You know the pier in Brighton?
Yeah.
Where they had the ride, and it was a scary ride. Haunted Mansion kind of thing. What are those called? Haunted Mansion ride? Well, it was one of those, and it wasn't very PG. Like the guy got decapitated. You could see his head flying about.
Oh well, I don't know. Bradley says he had VHS recordings of Dino Riders, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Thundercats.
Yeah.
Because he had like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
So we would have got that. I got a lot of Ninja Turtles.
Which is why you love them so
Which
much.
is why I love them so much.
Yeah, there aren't that many good toys for Ninja Turtles, especially the modern ones aren't very good.
I'm one of 4, and we're all girls, so it made sense that I would fall in love with the siblings of 4.
Yeah,
You know,
that
all
makes
having their
sense.
own personalities, and I was taking martial arts at the time. So
And you were the nerdy one, so that's why you like Donnie a lot.
Donatello's my favourite. And it's purple. And I love my purple. Tyler asked, do any of us rewatch the cartoons and shows? Heck yes, we do.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
watch them a lot.
It's a little bit embarrassing for me, but I do like watching Thomas the Tank Engine, the old ones from the 80s. It is a bit silly because of the stories and whatever. I mean, they are supposed to be for very young children, but yeah, they are models. The models on those are something really special. Really special. One that I am a bit more embarrassed about is Pingu. But again, that's models. There's just something about watching real physical models that is just so nostalgic to me. And I just feel like there's a massive missed opportunity in today's kids shows. Because it's cheaper to do it on CG now, isn't it? All CG. When they replaced Bob the Builder with CG stuff, I was shocked. It looked so bad. Right, I'm just going to quickly go wash my hands.
You want to be on TV? You want to be on the screen? Come on in, Hoppy Cat. Your turn. You want to be Gobby? Come here. Yeah? Noisy girl.
Oh.
Shouting, I picked her up and put her under it.
Oh, so they saw it.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do it again.
She's not pleased.
Hello. Look, you can see her touch it, look. Oh, you can't.
It's okay.
Oh, you're liking the cuddles though. She's purring now. Oh, hello.
She got what she wanted, which was fuss.
Yeah. Oh, I love you to bits. You know that? You're so cute. Mm. Oh, you're so smelly.
Oh, there it is. It was really delayed.
Oh, you're a smelly girl. I love you. Okay, I'm back. Right, so you can see how much that wash really helped with the frill, didn't it? I'm not going to do a wash over the whole thing because I think that looks good enough. So just wait for it to dry. I think I can start drying the frill a bit now manually because it looks like the pigment's properly soaked in. And then we can maybe do the tiniest bit of dry brushing over the whole thing again, and then do the teeth. And we're done. If you guys still want to stick around, then feel free to do so. If you want to go, bye, I guess. But I'll just quickly use the hairdryer. Hopefully I won't wake up the neighbours.
Just wash your hand in front of the screen when you're done.
Yeah, I'll wash my hand in front of the screen when I'm done.
Ears, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's going to be loud. Okay, this is mostly dry now. Oh, hold on, I need to do that. Okay, it's mostly dry now. So what I'm gonna do now is still a tiny bit wet down there in the mouth, but it doesn't matter because it's way deep down there. I can do the teeth now. The way I do teeth is pretty straightforward. I mix an off-white.
Mike thought I'm dashing off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's late. You go to bed. Thanks so much for joining, Mike. You're the best. You really are. Take it easy. And we'll chat again. I'm just going to quickly change the water and I'll be back. Right, so as I was saying with the teeth, teeth usually have a darker base because they're dirty. They're dirty, and then they get lighter towards the point, towards the tip of the teeth. So I'm gonna mix the lighter color. That's a bit too much yellow. Oops. Put some more white in there. It's okay, because then we're going to recycle this color anyway for some dry brushing later. There we go, that's more like it.
Oh, we just got another donation for €10.
What? What? Who was that?
Kaiju Fan 1954.
Oh my goodness.
It says, hey man, no shame on liking stuff from your childhood. Think most of us here are very the same. I know I am. Question real quick though. Have you seen Godzilla -1? If so, fuck.
Oh my goodness. Thanks so much for that. Oh, you're too kind. I don't deserve it. I really don't. You crazy, crazy, crazy. I haven't. I actually have not seen Godzilla minus one. I'm not the biggest fan of Godzilla, unfortunately. Um, this is when you wish you could retract your donation. I don't have anything against Godzilla at all. I like it, but I'm not a fan of it. If you know what I mean.
Alright, but you're not into
Yeah,
it.
not into it. Yeah, I did really like the design of the 2015, 2015,
2014?
2014, and Godzilla King of the Monsters design. Really like that. Actually, if you grab your sculpt, it's
Oh,
over
yeah.
there. I did a sculpt of that Godzilla. I did two actually. The first one was a physical sculpt I did with Milliput on my channel, and then
Through there.
yeah, it's alright. Don't get that one. If they want to see it, it's on the channel.
Yeah, it is on the channel.
It's hard to grab at the moment.
It's a bit crumbly.
And then I did this one right here, which is
For me.
which is for Sora. There we go. Yeah, quite happy with that. I'm not that into it, so there's probably some inaccuracies, which I'm not aware about. So if you're as much of a Godzilla fan as I am of a Jurassic fan, you'll probably find a lot wrong with this.
I mean, I'm into Godzilla, but I'm not into Godzilla as much as you're into Jurassic, so
Yeah.
it looks good to me.
Well, thanks so much for that donation, man. It really means so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't really know how donations work though, in terms of how does the money get to us? Is it through
YouTube for me?
so whenever I get the money paid from YouTube, I get that too?
I guess. That's my only assumption, because that's the only time they pay you, so.
Yeah. Well, thanks again. Thanks so much. Really, really kind. Really generous. Really generous.
People like Bradley and that are saying that if you want to watch at least one Godzilla film, -1 is probably the one to watch.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good. I've heard it's really, really good. I've seen one shot from it and it did look really good. But also, getting the story right on a monster film like that is not easy. And I've got cat hair everywhere. But yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm painting the teeth in like this. I'm not too worried about, you know, getting it all the way down to the gums, because that's where the dirty part is, and we're going to add the dirt, the stains I should say, later. So that'll do for this side. I'm going to do the bottom teeth now, like that. Also, I've watered the paint down a tiny bit because this resin that we're using is Elegoo ABS like beige resin, and it's got that tiniest little bit of translucency that works really well for fleshy colors and for teeth. So I'm trying to kind of keep that a bit like what you see with, is it Rebor's figures teeth? Yeah, it is Rebor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rebor, the figures that Rebor do, the teeth look really realistic. I think Nanmu, is it Nanmu or W Dragon is doing that as well. I'm not sure, but
Tyler says, aren't the stains that rot? And no, it would be stains from like the way blood stains, but like.
oh, you think so?
I would imagine so.
I think it might be a combination of both, to be
Probably
honest.
I mean, it's the bacteria build-up in the mouth.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't necessarily be rot though. Because your teeth can turn yellow and they don't.
Oh, it's not tooth rot. I don't think it's tooth rot.
Because that like the whole tooth turns yellow.
Yeah. If you look at lions' teeth, they're always darker at the base. It's probably just because it's the part of the tooth that doesn't get used as much. All the sediments from their food kind of get a bit stuck and then stain the teeth. A bit like us Brits and tea.
Why British people tend to have yellowy teeth.
Yeah,
Drink a lot of tea.
which is why British people have yellower teeth.
I'm pretty good. I only drink one a day. My mum drinks about 6.
I'm lucky I've got Mediterranean teeth. I got that from my father. There we go. And paint the inside of that side as well.
Yeah, Nate's right. British people drink tea like Americans drink coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. And if you're British and you drink coffee, then you're not really British, are you? Says the half Italian, half English man.
You drink tea and coffee, so...
No, I don't. I hate coffee.
You've drank it. Drank more than I have.
I drank it when I was having my driving lessons, just because I really needed to stay awake. I hated it, though.
Fair enough. You didn't say that to me, so I assumed you liked it.
No. I like the smell of coffee, but I don't like the taste.
Oh, I hate the smell of coffee.
Coffee smell is nice.
It stinks.
There's this place in Italy called Bocchia Cafe, which is it's a franchise, I think, of a coffee shop, but it's not like coffee shops like coffee shops to be. They're coffee shops where they actually have massive what they're called, transparent, like glass containers. I don't know what they're called. Tubes, like a couple of meters thick. I probably. Oh no, I'm exaggerating. What?
Thick or long?
Thick. So really wide.
Okay.
Also, I'd say probably 1.5 meters thick and like 3 meters tall, full of coffee beans, really fresh coffee beans. But they don't just do coffee there, they do chocolate as well, and it's all done in store. And it's magical. You walk in there and the smell is just so delicious. And that again reminds me of my Italian nonna, my grandmother. Because we used to go there a lot, and she always used to get me the little chocolate cookies that came with the little coffees with a cappuccino. She got me a bag of those once because she knew I loved them. That's the sweetest little thing ever.
Funny, because when I used to go to cafes with my nana, she used to give me the little oaty biscuits you got with your tea, and she bought me bags of them because she knew I liked the little oaty biscuits you got with your tea.
Well, that's just what nanas do, isn't it?
Nanas and nonnas, they just have to do it.
Yeah. Where's the roll? Thanks. We're almost there, guys. What I'm doing now is preparing for dry brushing. A very light dry brushing over the whole frill. I'm going to be using this same color here. The brush isn't clean enough. That's a shame. Hold on, I might need to use the blow dryer again in a little bit. It's okay. A low setting. There we go. There, that's better. And then a little bit, yeah, like that. That sort of brings up a tiny bit of the high points up. Did you have to repeat the music? Or is it still going from...
Oh, it's looped.
Oh, it's looped. Okay, cool.
I didn't even think about that. It looped itself.
There we go. I'm doing a bit of dry brushing on the sides as well. Yeah. Yeah, it sort of meshes everything together a bit better. Oops. It's all good.
The good thing it's printed with a solid hefty.
It just slid down the desk a little bit.
No, but it's, you use a resin to make sure it's solid.
Yeah.
Everyone's now just comparing the types of teas and coffees.
See, I'll tell you something funny in Italy. I used to go to friends and stuff. They'd say, "Oh, you're English, you know." Which I have a little bit of an identity crisis because in Italy I'm seen as the English guy, and here in England I'm seen as the Italian guy. But anyway, I was offered tea because I'm English, right? So I say, "Oh, okay, yeah," and then they go, "Okay, what tea would you like?" And I say, "Well, what do you mean? There's only like one type of tea." Well, there isn't. Usually there's English breakfast and Earl Grey. Those are the two big English teas, right? Well, because they said, you know, you're English and do you want some tea? Which tea do you want? I was like, oh, just what teas do you have? And they go, here you go. And they give me this box full of what aren't really teas. They're called tisane in Italian. They are herbal herbal teas, I guess. Yeah. So it's like jasmine or orange flavored or berry flavored or just herbal teas. And I'm like, oh, this isn't this is an English tea. And they're like, what do you mean? It's tea. Yeah, but it's not what English people drink though. And they just wouldn't understand because it's still tea.
Most English people drink English breakfast, which is technically black tea.
Yeah, English breakfast.
And then maybe a small percentage do like Earl Grey. And then that's it.
Earl Grey is very similar though.
It's very similar. I don't like it though.
What is it you don't like?
I don't like any of the sort of more herbal teas.
It's not herbal though. It's still black tea.
It tastes dusty. I don't
Really?
know how to describe it. I don't like it though.
I know what you mean about the dusty, but
And the fruity, I've tried fruity teas as well, and they all taste like candles.
you eat candles?
No, but you know when you can picture what it would taste like? It tastes like a candle.
Okay.
I even had a super organic black tea, which should have been like a normal tea, and it honestly tasted like wax.
Yeah.
It tasted so gross. Bradley says, hear me out, Earl Grey with cream and amaretto.
I'm not an alcohol guy, unfortunately. Sorry to disappoint, but
And we don't really use cream, we use milk.
yeah.
Milk's more.
Cream goes with coffee, doesn't it?
Yeah, cream's for coffee, milk's for tea.
But that's alcohol is what I'm assuming from amaretto.
I'm assuming. I don't know what amaretto is. I could be all uncultured now. I don't know what things are.
He's probably like, what the? How dare you?
I lived under a rock, it's fine. I don't know what a lot of things were. University was eye-opening. university was eye-opening for how many people didn't know how to like mop a floor or wash a dish.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I always thought I was not the smartest person. Well, I still think I'm not the smartest person, but I now believe that I am a little bit, you know, a tiny bit smarter than average, because I learned that average is actually really dumb. That sounds really bad of me, but yeah, just discovered that actually dumb people are a lot more common than I originally thought.
Like, the bar isn't genius.
What?
The bar isn't set to genius for being smart.
Yeah, exactly. Smart is just
Common sense.
common sense nowadays. That's what I mean. Yeah, that is what I mean. Being smart is what you used to think was average. But you'd be surprised at how many people lack common sense. Again, I'm talking like an old person.
That's okay.
Okay, all the dry brushing that I wanted to do is done. So it's just the teeth now. Just the little dirty bit of the teeth. I'm going to grab a bit of this from earlier. And mix a little bit of yellow in. And that's just turned green. Okay, let me redo that. So we want like a brown. So red. And that's kind of an orange. But there's too much white in there. Okay, I'm going to need to remix the colors. And then we're done. I won't take any more of your time, guys. This has gone longer than I was expecting it to go.
We've still got 15 people, so.
Oh, thanks for sticking around. Okay, let's try this again. Yellow and red goes orange. And now we add a bit of dark. A bit more. Yeah, it's a bit more like it.
Saying it looks very alive already.
Oh, really? Well, just wait until you see those eyes, because we're going to uncover them soon.
Eyes is the best way. Squeaky chair.
A bit more of that, and then I think we're done with the color. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, so now I'm going to grab a much smaller brush. This one will do. Just dip it a bit in there. And then we go on the edges between the gum and the teeth. Like that. And then we clear the brush a bit and we blend it in. Yeah, like that. It's very subtle, but it is rather effective. I'm also using my fingers to clean it off because I'm a madman like that. Yeah. Do it on the inside as well. Yeah, there we go. Squeaky chair. So I'm not going to seal this on stream. Once I uncover the eyes, I'm going to cover them again, so then I can spray it tomorrow.
Tyler says you're a good dentist.
Are there any questions?
No, just making silly comments about eyeballs and dentists.
You guys got any questions you'd like me to ask?
Ask, answer.
You'd like me to answer?
Have you seen the Hammond Collection Giga?
Yes, I have seen the Hammond Collection Giga.
That was asked by the guy who donated the euros.
Oh, thank you, guy that donated the euros. What's his name? Or their name?
Kaiju Fan 1954.
Kaiju Fan 1954. I have seen the Giga. Would you like me to talk about it? So, I think it looks great. It's a really, 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 really good step in the right direction from Mattel. They've listened to us. They've listened to their fans. They've listened to the consumers, to the customers, about more proportionate sculpt. So smaller feet and much, much longer tails. I have seen pictures of it from someone that actually has it in person. And it looks great. The tail is much more posable, much more bendable. The range of motion puts the T-Rex's tail to shame. I'm not even joking. It is that much better. The teeth on it are something truly special because they are cast in a different material and they are sharp, and they also gave the teeth a nice wash. So that is amazing. It does have a couple of issues. Before I get to those, I'll just talk about another couple of nice things that I like about it, and that is that the thighs aren't wide like their other figures. They're actually nice and slim, just like they should be. And that sort of goes into the same category of a proportionate sculpt. That really does wonders for, you know, the quality of a sculpt. It looks really good. Now the negatives. There are two main negatives that really stand out to me, one more so than the other. The least obvious one is the eyes. The eyes are too small. If you look at the animatronic and you compare it to the toy, you'll see what I mean. That seems to be a pattern with Mattel's stuff. They do seem to make the eyes a bit too small at times, which is a shame. Because if you do want to sell your glass eyes, you want to make them big enough to celebrate them, to actually for them to look better. And if you do them smaller, it means that it doesn't work as well. But the main thing that I have an issue with is the size of the arms. The arms are massive. They're way too big. If you look at the style guide and compare the toy, it's not a toy. Well, if you compare that figure to the style guide, you'll see what I mean, because they are they're really big. I'm not sure why they did that, but I have a feeling that Mattel's only now starting to kind of look at the reference material better. But they just seem to do one of the cardinal sins that designers shouldn't do, and that is to look at a reference picture and then go, okay, I've got it. And then they just design it from memory. They don't keep going back looking at the picture. They need to really study the picture. I'm not sure if that's a lack of talent, or if it's a lack of time, or maybe both. They're kind of starting to realize that it is very important from a designer's point of view to actually look at reference, but they're still a bit behind. That being said, the Therizinosaurus looks to be perfect. I can't fault that at all. That looks perfect. it might be a bit too much on the smaller side, because that thing is supposed to be quite big. It's supposed to be taller than the carnivores, like the T-Rex and the Giga. I'm just darkening the tip of the tongue now, by the way. It should be a little bit bigger. I've seen people complaining about the claws, the way they designed the articulation on the claws, but really, that is not an issue. I don't think it is. It looks great, and it's been incorporated cleverly, the articulation in the fingers, because the articulation points are hidden, and that's really good. That is a plus. Mattel don't like hiding the articulation points as much as they should do. There we go. Someone pointed out that the dew claws aren't painted on the Therizinosaur. I'm not sure. I haven't checked. I haven't really looked. But if that's the case, then I guess that's a negative, because a lot of the Hammond collection figures have the painted dew claw. The Giga actually has a completely separated dew claw from the leg, which is a plus, because the Tyrannosaurus didn't have a separate dew claw. It was all sculpted and molded in with the leg. It was encased in the leg, let's say, and it didn't look good, or as good. I think we might be done here. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of darker bits here and there, just to make it look a little more natural in the mouth region.
Sunny Side Down asks, do you have a favourite sea animal?
Oh, do I have a favorite sea animal? Wow, that is a cool question. I've never really thought of that. But every sea animal is so fascinating to me. They just are. They're just, some of them are so alien looking, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
I don't have a favorite that jumps to mind, but I do have a couple that I like. I like manta rays, and I like sharks. Some sharks, the smaller sharks, I really find really cool. I used to really like polar bears, but I don't think they count.
No, they're sort of semi-aquatic. Sort of.
Yeah. Manta rays, yeah, I really like those. I've got a couple of plushies here of manta rays.
I quite like sharks in general. Most of them.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite? Who asked it?
Sunny Side Down.
Sunny Side Down. Do you have a favorite?
Tyler says he likes manatees.
Yeah, manatees are adorable.
And then Brent asks, have you got a favourite bird?
I have a few favorite birds. I really like. What are they called? They are called bearded vultures. They are really cool looking. I really like pigeons for personal reasons. A lot of people hate them. They consider them the rats of the skies, but they're really misunderstood little creatures, bless them, because they were, what's the word?
Domesticated.
Yeah, they were domesticated by humans, obviously, during the war, or one of the wars, to be messengers, and they were raised and bred for that purpose, and then they just got abandoned and left to the wild in the cities and stuff, and just to fend for themselves. At least that's what I got from that. And it's kind of a sad story. People hate on them from something that isn't really their fault. Also, we rescued one last year, and it made an impression on me. I love them. I really love them to bits. They're such sweet little things. But I love a lot of birds. I love the small little cute ones like robins and tits in general, blue tits. But I really like the birds of paradise as well, just because how cool they look. There's just so much diversity, variety. That's the word in the bird kingdom. It's fascinating and really spectacular.
I think mine's probably. I really love magpies.
I thought you didn't. I thought because they peck sheep's eyes out.
They do, but I love magpies.
They do. That's why I love them.
That's not why I love them. They're mean, but I mean, ignoring
They're
that.
really smart though.
They are really smart, and they're obsessed with shiny stuff, which
Oh,
is just
yeah.
adorable. They're also the bird of my city.
Oh yeah, Newcastle.
Yeah, the magpies.
You're a bit of a magpie.
And I'm obsessed with shiny pebbles, so.
Yeah, we go to the beach a lot, and I leave her to her own devices.
Just to crawl around the dirt for.
For sea glass and shiny stuff.
Sea glass and special rocks. And then my other favourite's probably like ravens, because I love how smart they are.
Oh, they're kind of scarily smart.
They're scary. They're basically the mentality of a toddler.
To me, they're smarter than toddlers.
No, they're ranked at about 4 or 5 years old.
That's kind of crazy.
They're smart, but they're also really symbolic. They're in a lot of culture and a lot of history.
Yeah, they are.
And I love that as well. Also, I like the fact that you can befriend them.
Yeah, there's stories about people feeding them, you know, in their gardens and stuff, and I don't really remember how the story goes, but as they developed some sort of currency, and they would buy food off humans. They would bring sometimes even real money they stole from purses and stuff to pay for food. Yeah, that's amazing.
That's hilarious. Someone did that. It was like on Twitter or something, and it was like ravens were. He was putting like seeds and stuff out for them, and they were bringing him like bottle caps and, and the ring pulls from cans and like hair bubbles and whatever. And then at one point they brought him like a €10 note.
Yeah,
and he fed them extra.
He fed them extra, so that taught them that was the thing.
That was a really thing he wanted. Yeah. So then they started doing it more, and he felt really bad.
Would you though? It's genius.
I know, but he is stealing from people. But it is great.
Okay, I think the painting's done. I'm going to remove the eye covers so you can all get a good view of it.
Oh, Blue Fuse.
Oh, hello, Blue Fuse. What, just now?
Yep.
Wow. Joined a little late.
You got to see the best bit.
You did get to see the best bit. Thanks for joining. So I'm going to remove the eyelids.
So what other people's favourite birds are?
Yeah. Comment your favourite birds.
Yeah. Dodgson said chickens.
Yes.
Chickens are adorable.
They're adorable, but they're also delicious, and I feel bad for that.
Nate says red cardinals.
Yes. Aren't they the Angry Birds ones?
I think so. He says mostly because of the belief that a red cardinal is a loved one who passed away watching over you.
Oh, yeah.
Cute. Brown Owl says they have loads of pigeons outside where their mosque is. And they're very fluffy.
Oh, there we go. That's it with the eyes uncovered. Can I borrow your phone so we can shine a light?
Yeah.
Yep. There we go. Look at that. It needs a bit of cleaning. A bit of paint went through, but that's okay. It's an easy fix. Just a little cotton swab. What's it called? One of these. There we go. One of these. There we go.
Blue Fury's favourites are parrots.
Yeah, parrots. Cockatiels. They're really cute, aren't they?
She thinks they're really funny because when they talk, they don't understand what words actually mean, so they just repeat them over and over.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, so about the base, because you know about the base, but no trouble. This is the base. It's a solid piece of black acrylic. It's covered up with tape so it doesn't get scratched or ruined. This is the outline of the base of the neck, and it's got some wood in there with 2 holes. So once everything's done, it gets screwed on. Well, first of all, you get the tape off and everything, and then you screw it on and it's done. So if you guys want to watch, we want to see this guy completely finished, I'll probably be posting some pictures tomorrow on Instagram, so you can see him in all his glory, or her glory, depends. And I think that's it. That's it for painting the dilo. And we can start wrapping things up. What's the time? How long's the...
We've hit 3 hours.
We've hit 3 hours. Okay, a bit longer than I
It's
thought.
1 in the morning.
Okay, so last round of questions and then we'll wrap things up.
Blue Fury says, Marco Duck, you brought it to life and now it's going to spit venom.
Well, joke's on you. I didn't give it any venom sacs.
And she says, that would be funny if you made a wall-mounted one that could squirt water at people as they walked past.
Oh my god.
That would be hilarious.
Yes, that is such a funny idea. That's great. That needs to happen eventually. Oh, we could contact Rexy's Reviews and he could have it up in the shop.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Tyler says you'll need to sleep.
Yeah. Brent asks what our favourite non-alcoholic drink is.
Favorite non-alcoholic drink?
I can name mine.
Favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Mine's Fanta Lemon.
Yeah, Sora's
love
is
that.
Fanta Lemon. I just like a nice lemonade with ice, or just Coke with ice during a sunny, warm day. Just a normal Coke, or sometimes I prefer Pepsi actually. Or even a 0 alcohol beer.
I love lemon in general, so for me it'll
You
be
do.
proper lemonade or Fanta Lemon
Yeah.
or sometimes just lemon water if it's really warm. Lemon water with some ice.
Mm-hmm.
I like the refreshing taste of lemon.
Any more questions? Or wrap it up?
Lemonade isn't juice or Sprite? No, I mean juice. Lemonade juice. not
Yeah,
Sprite.
lemonade juice. You can see my elbow.
Bradley says, not a question, but I think you should make a habit of doing Kingdom Collection live streams.
A habit of doing Kingdom
So when you do a
Collection
paint, just so you can chat while you paint.
Yeah, yeah, I brought it up earlier. I don't think you were in the stream yet, but I've got a few unpainted blue busts that I want to turn into the Raptor squad and sell them as a set. Sell them as a set, auction them off or something. We'll see. And I was thinking of doing a live stream or a few live streams of bringing them to life.
That would one.
Yeah, I think that's a put that on the to-do list. Do you guys think it's a good idea? Should I do that?
Caden asks, do you plan to release a line of scientifically accurate rubbersaurs?
I don't plan to do scientifically accurate rubber saws. It is something that I would love to do in the future.
But it'd be a long.
It would be a long wait because we still need to figure things out. If we ever get the rubber saws properly up and running, then yeah, I would do rubber saws of everything and anything. But so far, scientifically accurate is for just little figures, statuettes, or something like the Mesozoic planet stuff.
In regards to the Raptor squad, Tyler says